Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I love this.
My name's Jay Milne. #Blue.
Our sports update deliverer. The Coop.
I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up today.
You know what, Reid?
You might be honest.
All right, here's what's going on in the nest.
Jason Milne, I have to tell you something. And I hate to start the show on this note. This is not how I was raised. It's just not how I was raised by my mentor, Sid Smith, at my previous place of employment. This is not how I was raised by people in general who do talk radio. So I'm going against my own DNA, or perhaps the DNA I have built over the years. You got to start the show with energy. You got to sound upbeat. You got to bring people in. You got to be welcoming. You got to get everybody going. You got to be enthusiastic and draw people in. But I have to share something with you, Jay, and perhaps with the audience members, many of whom have come to feel like family over the last year and a half or so. Mm-hmm. Jay, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm not sleepy.
Oh?
No, I'm not sleepy. You don't... Matthew, leave the cot in the next room. I'm fine. I don't need the sick room. Would they change the sheets at like a school?
In the sick room?
Yeah.
I doubt
They
it.
should change it after every kid, shouldn't you?
Yeah, they do. I was in the sick room one day.
Not in my day.
And it was
Coop.
one of the best days of my life at school.
You go to the sick room
That's not what we were asking, Coop.
in my day?
Well, they changed the sheets.
Yeah.
I saw them change it out when I was leaving.
No, they don't. They fake you.
That's why it smells so funky?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why would... I don't even think they have an extra pair of sheets. They got to wash it late at night, make sure they get it back in the morning. But no, I don't need the EST novelty cot. You know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of overreaction and labels. And I'm tired of seeing some of the greatest people in the world at their athletic profession being so immediately and gleefully torn down by observers of their sports. You know what I'm talking about.
I do, yeah.
And quite frankly, maybe overly built up in some occasions. What have all we heard for the last 48 hours? Well, not all we've heard, but we've certainly heard it from a lot of people. We've heard it from people in our chat, on our text line. We've heard it from the so-called pundits, people like us who host talk shows around Canada and around the world. What have we heard? Well, I guess Connor McDavid's a failure. Well, I guess he just can't do it. Well, I guess he just can't play hockey. Guess he just doesn't know how to win.
Can't win the big one.
Can't win the big one. Can't do a darn thing. Look at him failing out there.
Just a loser.
Look at him playing in the Stanley Cup final twice. Look at him playing on the Olympic team and losing.
Ugh.
What a failure.
Pointless in the gold medal game.
This guy can't do a thing. It's all on him. It's all on him. Who else? Josh Allen. Josh Allen sure is a failure.
Can't win the big one.
Can't win the big one. Might as well not even ever try to throw a football again.
Quit.
Give up. You'll never amount to anything. What are you doing with your life? Failure boy. And then conversely, now we're led to believe Austin Matthews has it all figured out.
He's a champ, Reid.
Austin Matthews is a champion. He can lead a team to a championship.
So can Brady Tkachuk.
Yeah, sure.
Champion.
Well, Austin Matthews was the captain. What did one of the Hughes boys say? Hey, maybe people in Toronto should start talking about what a winner Austin Matthews is.
Maybe they should.
Yeah.
Maybe they're missing the point.
6-game tournament. He's got it all figured out. I'm really speaking from the heart here. And it's a little exhausting. And you know what, Jay? Maybe some of this comes with age. I'm nigh on 52 years of age. In about 5 weeks, I'm going to be 52 years of age. I'm not the oldest person in the world, by any means. But I have some gray in my beard. I have some wisdom in my brain cells. I've seen some stuff, as the kids say. You're midlife. You've seen some stuff. You've been through some stuff yourself.
Yes.
Athletically, professionally, business wise.
Absolutely.
You've seen some stuff. You ever have something not go your way?
Almost daily.
What did you do about it? Did you give up? Did you listen to people who told you to give up? I'm betting you didn't. You Jason Milne.
I did not.
Smiling little cherub over there. And I want to offer something here because we got to, let's face it, there's a bunch of wise asses out there, you know? And yes, some of them show up in our chat from time to time. Some of them even cheer for the Oilers. And they want to label Connor McDavid a failure. Him specifically. And yeah, we got guys. It's worth talking about to a degree. But I just sort of reject the okay, here's a complex team sport. And I should have saved it yesterday, but somebody put something on Twitter, on X, that it was in hockey, when a team wins a championship, we celebrate teamwork. We celebrate everybody pulling on the rope. We celebrate everybody coming together. We celebrate everybody sacrificing for the greater good. We celebrate the guy who played 3 minutes and cleared the puck once. And look what he did for his team. And yet when a team loses, no, it's all Connor. It's all Connor and Nathan McKinnon. They suck. It's all McDavid and Nathan McKinnon. Connor didn't score. McKinnon missed an open net. Guess these guys suck.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Can't win with them.
Can't win with them. Never going to do it.
Nope.
It's just, there's a point where it's just a little much. Don't you think? It's just a little much.
It's cherry picking is what it is. I mean, Connor McDavid set a new record in the Olympics.
Well, it's an individual record. Who cares, Jay? Who cares about points? What color medal did he come home with? The failure color, Jay.
Yeah, but even if you want to look at this from the 10-mile view, just stop. This is the Olympics. He set a record at the Olympics. He won the second best thing you can win at the Olympics, Reid.
Sure.
He's been to back-to-back Stanley Cup final. The Oilers would not even be remotely close to being in that situation if it weren't for Connor McDavid.
How do you know that, Jay?
I mean, it is tiring, but it's what people want.
They want the easy label.
No, they want the excuse. They need it to explain what happened. Well, clearly Connor McDavid's not the best player. Clearly not. He couldn't even lead Canada. And it honestly, it's an easy way out. It's a lazy take.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
The body of work.
Here we go. Vandalay VP. It's a good rant, Reid. You're damn right it is, Vandalay, and you should appreciate me even more, quite frankly. It's a good rant, Reid, but the facts are the facts. 3 games played, 0 points in the biggest possible games. Okay, I don't know what the third game is. Game 7 of the Stanley Cup final and the game on Sunday. I don't know what the third game is that he's referring to. He's going to have to help me out. Four Nations face-off, which was a pretty big game at the time. He did score the game-winning goal. Let's not pretend that was nothing, by the way. So, I mean, what Vandalay, what is your take? That Connor McDavid sucks? That he's a choker? That he can't win anything? I don't understand your take. What's your take on the Dallas Stars, who were beaten twice by the Edmonton Oilers? What's your take on Jake Ottinger, who was supposed to be able to outplay the most hated man in Edmonton, Stuart Skinner, 2 years in a row and couldn't? Mm-hmm. What was your take on Connor Hellebuck before Sunday morning? He hadn't won a hell of a lot of big games for the Winnipeg Jets or for Team USA. I'm just saying, cherry pick whatever you want. It's so easy to knock someone down, isn't it? It's so easy to take someone at the lowest point and go on Twitter or go on a chat board and say, you're terrible. You can't do it. It's so easy to do that, isn't it, Vandelay? Because I'm sure you're frickin' perfect at your job in your life, aren't you? I'm sure you are. I'm sure you have success figured out. And you've never come up short in anything you've ever tried to do.
Not in the big moments.
No, not in the big moments. Game 6, 2025, 0 points. Okay. How many points did other Oilers have in that game? They're off the hook, I guess. It's this complex team sport, except when the team fails, then it's only the best player's fault. The reason I'm talking about all this is because I want to remind everybody of one of the most brilliant clips that I think has ever been said by an athlete. Okay? This was almost 3 years ago. It was in April of 2023. One of the best basketball players of the last decade or so, Giannis Antetokounmpo, would you not say?
Yep.
Who has won a championship. But he was asked after they were eliminated from the playoffs by a reporter, so is this season a failure?
You asked me the same question last year, Eric. Okay. Do you get the promotion every year on your job? No, right? So every year you work is a failure. Yes or no? No. Every year you work towards something, towards a goal, right? Which is to get a promotion, to be able to take care of your family, to be able, provide the house for them or take care of your parents. You work towards a goal. It's not a failure. It's steps to success. And if you've never, I don't want to make it personal. So there's always steps to it. Michael Jordan played 15 years, won 6 championships. The other 9 years was a failure? That's what you're telling me? No, I'm asking you a question. Yes or no?
I don't think so.
Okay, exactly. So why are you asking me that question? It's a wrong question. There's no failure in sports. There's good days, bad days. Some days you are able to be successful, some days you're not. Some days it's your turn, some days it's not your turn. And that's what sports is about. You don't always win. Some other people's going to win. And this year, somebody else is going to win.
There's a guy who does it for a living. I love how he put that.
It's a damn good way to look at it. And like the thing, the funniest thing about all this is Connor McDavid's 29. He's like, what? Is he even halfway through his...
Well, he's probably about halfway.
There-ish.
Ish, sure.
Okay. Well, look what he's done to this city since he's been there. Here. Look what he's done for this country when he's been given the opportunity. Not bad. How can you question that? And okay, I will say, Reid, if Connor McDavid retires and he hasn't won the big one, that'll get talked about. Sure. But I don't think that that's even close. I don't think that's near. There's a lot of hockey left.
Right.
And he's turned around this organization. He carried Team Canada to a gold medal game.
But this is also bigger than Connor McDavid.
Sure.
This irritates me about the world of how people talk about sports.
Right. How did they decide if you're good or bad?
You didn't get this one time, so oh my God, you're just weak.
It's a Dan Marino debate.
You're weak-willed. You're like I guess Tiger Woods failed a lot.
He's a loser. Yeah.
He'd lost more majors than he won. He didn't win. Jack Nicklaus finished second more times than he finished first. That's a lot of failure. So this is the thing I'm asking everybody to realize, that your assessment of somebody is not how they are assessing themselves. Jack Nicklaus, what was he? 18 majors, 21 times finished second. He didn't go home thinking like, well, I failed. I mean, I'm not saying he felt great. I'm sure he looked at moments in those tournaments where he thought, I failed to make that shot. I failed to perform the way I needed to perform. But he didn't slink home and think, well, I'm a failure. I'm a failure.
Time to find a new profession.
Time to find a new profession.
Well, I'm glad
I'm saying.
I'm glad you're able to get that off your chest.
Well, I needed to get off
tiring.
my chest. It's not just it's been the McDavid stuff the last 2 days, and even McKinnon's getting some of it because of the missing the open net. I mean, I think Celebrini's clear of it because thankfully for him, he's only 19. God forbid Celebrini were 25 or 26 and had lost other things in his life. You know, oh, well, I don't know. He doesn't look like he can win the big one. Right?
Yeah. It's just, you know what? It's like death and taxes. It's going to happen.
Yeah. Smitty the Welder says, but Tiger actually won the big one more than once, Reid. Jack also won the big one. Yeah, they won several majors. You're right. They also didn't win a lot. You know who's won a major? Patrick Reed. I consider Patrick Reed a failure because he's supposedly a crappy human being. Mm-hmm. So maybe I have different criteria for how I look at people. Okay, what's someone's threshold for someone to be considered like a winner in hockey? Like, is Austin Matthews now a winner? If the Maple Leafs never win a Stanley Cup, are people going to look back on his career and say, yeah, but Austin Matthews was a winner. That guy knew how to win.
Right.
Right. Like Austin Matthews' most memorable play in the gold medal game was not shooting when he was all alone in front of the net and trying to pass. Like, let's be honest. He made a bad play.
I mean, there's very few people, Reid, in sports that you can think of when you think of the term a winner that come to mind. Like Tom Brady. You could say that
Tom
guy's
Brady,
a winner.
sure. Messier.
Right? Gretzky. Yeah. Like, that's rare air, though.
Yeah. Like, I don't get some of the Josh Allen stuff. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League.
Hasn't done it. Failure.
You know who's not a failure? It's the guy who's going to give us the afternoon headlines. This guy's had a legendary career. The afternoon headlines presented by 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's best rock. Stream them on iHeart today. This is Chet Palmer with your sports report. The eggheads who run international hockey say they'll stick with 3-on-3 overtime. If these guys were any dumber, you'd have to water them twice a week. The Yank hockey team will be at the State of the Union talk tonight. Hey, Jason Milne, is that the Washington Monument in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? Will Captain Connie be in the lineup for the locals tomorrow? I say give him a strong cup of joe and turn him loose. If my brother-in-law can go 20 hours at the craps table, 97 can play after a flight across the pond. I'm Chet Palmer.
I like the Washington Monument. That's something everybody knows. You know?
That's something everybody knows, and that's something that
iconic
could confuse him with something else that could be in your pocket or sticking out of your pants,
yes,
so to speak.
There, I can see the similarities. Eggheads. Is that what we're going to refer to? Like the
well, those are the people in charge.
IOC.
I think. Yeah, I think the people in their ivory towers. That's what Chet's referring to. The string pullers, the puppet masters.
Nothing like a cup of joe. Hey?
Not like a cup of joe to get you going for a hockey game.
Get you going for a hockey
game. I remember, well, you've seen the guys. I mean, I think Leon did it. I remember Mark Letestu got caught on camera doing it a few years ago. They take the mustard before the games because it's supposed to do something with your muscles and get you ready or prevent cramping. Yeah. I remember this was 25 years ago. So when I used to work at, when I worked in Lloydminster, in the afternoon, we had, I can't remember what it was called, but it was like a feed of stories and highlights from CBC. Like they just fed it out to all the CBC affiliates across the country, and somebody in master control rolled on it. And then if there was a story you wanted, you could get it off the tape and get the fonts and the script for it and stuff. So they did a story on Darcy Tucker before the Leafs games. He would have coffee and Coke mixture.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. There was I saw a story, I forget if it was basketball, but anyways, these parents had been like telling their child and like the child was playing at a high level. I forget what it was, but I think it was professional. And it was like, yeah, Coca-Cola before every game.
Really?
Just slam it. It's good for you. It's good.
Doesn't that bring you down after a while though?
Well, like this has probably been going on since this athlete was 7. So
right,
the body's probably quite dependent on it right now. So
it's become an addiction at this point.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting your body going, that is our off-topic topic today for William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job their very best can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout at 780-454-4536. Where's the best coffee in Edmonton? Or how do you prepare your coffee at home? I'm curious. Best coffee in Edmonton. Now, you can give us, if you like a chain, that's fine, but we're also looking for the little cafe on the corner, or maybe just an Edmonton-based chain. I mean, we got to put a shout-out for Fox Coffee downtown.
Yes.
They made a nasty brew for EST a few months ago that was absolutely delicious. So what is the best coffee in Edmonton, and or how do you prepare your coffee at home? Here's how you can tell us what you're doing. You can go in the nasty chat, and look, the nasty chat is for posts other than just people getting mad at me.
Who's mad at you?
Well, everybody's mad at me.
No, they're not.
No, Vandelay's mad at me. James Barrels is mad at me. James Barrels lives just to pick my ass. That's the only reason he tunes into EST. Just to put in little pot shots that he knows I can't respond to, because he knows if he sat down with me face to face in the debate, I would eat him for lunch. So he has to put in little pot shots and do his little like debate phrases.
Whoa.
Like, that's a false equivalency, Reid. Okay, egghead. Like, yeah, I can't wait to meet you someday and absolutely take you apart. Like he will be a shriveling little, he'll be a shriveling little dried up bean of a human when I am done with James Barrel and his false equivalencies and whatever terms he learned in Philo 210 before he probably dropped out of the U of A.
This is incredible. I mean, this is you tired. Wow. He says, no, you would not. I think this needs to be a debate. One-on-one, the matchup everybody always wanted. Wilkie, Barrels, the Hangout Studio, High Noon.
Oh, he loves the attention. He's grinning right now. He's going to tell all his friends, listen, everybody's going to be playing it later. Listen, this is about me. This is about me. 780-218-9999 is how you text the afternoon inbox, presented by River Cree Resort and Casino. They got all their great happy hour deals. Tap 25 happy hour, $5.25 drinks, all beers, including bottle and draft, import and domestic, select premium well highballs, and select premium wine served at Tap 25, Center Bar, Onyx, and on the casino floor. Available Sunday to Thursday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. You can email Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com. Or you can also email Jay at edmontonsportstalk.com. All right, we got the coop.
The Oilers hit the ice for practice this morning ahead of tomorrow's game with the Ducks. No Connor McDavid on the ice, with both Leon Draisaitl and Kasperi Kapanen taking part in the morning skate. Elsewhere, the Avalanche have acquired Brett Kulak from the Penguins in exchange for Samuel Girard and a second-round pick in 2028. Kulak makes his Avs debut tomorrow against the Mammoth. In other news, Mikko Rantanen will miss at least 2 weeks for the Stars. He was banged up during the Olympics. Or got banged up during the Olympics playing for Team Finland. He's expected to return before the end of season. 5 games on tap in the WHL from Rogers Place. It's the Oil Kings clashing with the Tigers. 7 o'clock puck drop for that one. And in baseball, the Jays fell 8-7 to the Yankees, dropping to 1-3 in the Grapefruit League so far here in spring training. They get back at it tomorrow against the Tigers. At 5:30, the Raptors hit the deck against the Thunder. 11 games in the association. For that one, Scotty Barnes is expected to return for the Raps. Jakob Poeltl out of the game. And for OKC, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, AJ Mitchell, and Jalen Williams will not play. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. From custom homes to small renovations, Edmonton's top builders and contractors rely on Paramount Flooring. Their in-house team handles everything from selections to completion, keeping projects on track and on time. Visit their showroom open 7 days a week or find them at paramountflooring.ca. We dive into the off-topic topic as the conversation continues here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Two guys and a goalie.
Is Olympic gold bigger than a Stanley Cup?
That's a good question. For me personally, no. But I grew up in North America. I mean, even if you ask some of the Swedish players, Finnish players, Czech players, they might look at it as Olympic gold more important because that's what they grew up thinking about a lot of the time. But I'm going to hire it.
Two guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
We have what you're looking for. GD Liquidators is Edmonton's one-stop shop for new and used warehouse, office, and industrial items since 1987. You'll find what you want when you want it. Give us a call, visit us in-store, or check out the monthly auctions at gdliquidators.com. 100% Canadian-owned and operated. We have what you are looking for. GD Liquidators.
River Cree Resort and Casino and K97 present the baddest show on earth. George Thorogood and the Destroyers, March 19th in the venue. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Real fans don't stroll in at puck drop. They claim territory. They study the screens. They get into their spot, which is why this matters. The Canadian Brewhouse now has happy hour. Brand new. Tons of options. And the good stuff, like our espresso martinis and our cracked pepper and sea salt dry ribs. Monday to Saturday, 2 till 6 p.m., starting at $3.99. That's more than enough reason to come early. New happy hour at the Canadian Brewhouse. If you're serious about game day, we'll see you for happy hour.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Sentinel Storage congratulates Team Canada for all their perseverance, dedication, and commitment. For representing our country so well, our athletes make us proud to call Canada home. Sentinel Storage, proudly Canadian and official storage partner of Team Canada.
All right, hope you're having a great afternoon. I certainly am. We're going to be having a good time this evening. We'll tell you about that in a couple of minutes, along with Jason Milne. I'm Reid Wilkins. Zach Kubish is at the Edmonton Sports Talk technical desk. I want to remind you that portions of this hour are presented by our good friends at Little Buckaroo Design. Since 2015, Little Buckaroo Design in New Sarepta has been saying, heck yeah!
Heck yeah!
Heck yeah!
We can do that. From heat press and embroidery to rhinestones, sublimation, DTF, signs, and custom decals.
Decals?
Michelle and her team can make it happen. Stop by the showroom at 5063 Center Ave in New Sarepta. Call 780-984-2872 or check out their website at lilbuckaroodesign.ca. Little Buckaroo Design in New Sarepta. Great people.
Fantastic.
Fantastic people.
I wonder if they're going to have a new shirt of Reid being tired. That would be good. Limerick.
Oh, Limerick already. This is great. This is great.
Had a Limerick come in. Quite appropriate. This comes in from our good friend from Winnipeg, Matthew Hyman.
Oh, wow.
Team Canada failed to accomplish the deed. Connor McDavid is the best. I concede. Reid's rant wowed. Man, tough crowd. Sorry, Barrels, but I'm definitely # Team Reid. Funny. Well, that was good. You feel okay?
Yeah, I feel okay.
Waddy in Cloverdale says, sounds like Reid and Awanek pulled a Freaky Friday.
What does that mean?
I think that means that rant was more Maddie-esque.
Yeah.
Than Reid-esque.
Isn't Freaky Friday the movie where two people swap bodies, like it's the mom and the daughter or something? Yeah.
You could tell me anything, Coob.
I have no clue.
I think there's been several. I think there was one with Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan. And then didn't they do one where they switch again when they're older?
I think, they made a Freakier Friday is what they called it.
Is that what it was?
Isn't there a Christmas movie? Like my kids watch a Christmas movie where roles change. The Andy from The Office is in it.
Okay.
Is that Freaky Friday Christmas?
I can't argue with that.
Collingwood Rob says, Reid, you need to drink some pickle juice or eat some mustard.
Family Switch is the movie you're thinking of.
Your sodium levels have caused a rage in you. I'm worried.
I don't have a rage. That's just one aspect of my personality. You get to see it all in this show.
You do. The off-topic topic.
What do I always say?
Yeah.
If you text us or put in the chat, then you're telling to us, hey, I'm willing to be part of the show. And as I always say, be careful. I might make you part of the show. And if your whole shtick is disagreeing with everything I say, no matter what, maybe once in a while I'm going to just say enough. I get it.
Like clap
I
back.
say up, you say down.
Right.
I put forward an argument. You write in that my logic makes no sense.
2 + 2 is 5.
I say this guy's good. You say he's bad. Like after a while, okay, I get it. You don't like me, but yet you're watching the show or tuning into the show. I get it, but don't expect. I'm not a punching bag, baby. All right. Like, sorry. Sometimes I'm not. Oh, Reid's such a nice guy. Oh, I listened to Reid on Ched. He put up with all those callers all the time. Yeah, I did. Most of the time. Most of the time I'll put up with you. Most of the time.
The off-topic topic for William Huff, best coffee in Edmonton.
Yes.
And or how do you prepare your coffee at home? Mike outside of Edmonton says Endeavor Brewing St. Albert does beer and coffee roasting in-house. That sounds good. I like that. Now, I saw something in the chat that I just want to address. Because I don't understand this. Duck Dad.
What?
He says, my favorite coffee in the city is at my local convenience store because it's free.
Well, you got to say where that is, though.
Like, what do you mean free?
You got to tell us where that is.
Nothing's free.
Like, is he just walking up to it? Is it one of those stations, but then you're supposed to take it up?
You know, you're supposed to pay for that.
You're supposed to pay for that. You're supposed to pay for that. Like, what is going on today with people?
Yeah.
A, you got to tell us where that is. And B, you might be guilty of theft.
Yeah, you might be stealing every time. Like, I've seen gas stations, like the Laughing Llama out my direction. 20 liters or more, help yourself to a free coffee. But nothing's free.
Right. Are there convenience stores that just have free coffee? I've never heard of that.
Well, if there is, I want to know where it is. You'd stop in for a cup of Joe. You're going to be upset. Maybe not upset, but maybe surprised. My routine coffee-wise is I purposely went out and bought the cheapest coffee maker I could.
Okay.
For several years, we had an espresso. Fancy coffee.
Okay.
But you run out, you're screwed.
Okay.
You need the pods. And you can't just, like, I'm not an Amazon guy, so I have to go to Southgate, which is a pain in the ass, to buy these pods. And when the machine finally croaked, we said, okay, whatever. So then we bought a fancy coffee machine. And it broke. And I said, the hell with it. I went out and bought, it was $14.99 a coffee maker.
One of those, yeah.
One of those.
Yeah.
Give me coffee, give me beans. I'm good to go. It's worked perfectly. I can even program it.
Does it grind beans?
No.
Okay.
I grind my own beans.
Oh, you have a little grinder,
I
separate
grind
grinder?
them.
Okay.
I do it like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the days of fancy coffee are numbered.
Okay.
But I will say if my wife and I are out and we want to stop and get a nice coffee, there's two places that I would highly recommend in Sherwood Park. One, Wish's Bakery. Phenomenal.
Okay.
Probably the best iced coffee I've had in my life.
Yeah, you like the iced coffee.
I do. It's phenomenal. Second, Roasty in Sherwood Park. Half of the space they have there is dedicated to them roasting their own beans.
Oh, nice.
Really nice spot. Mm-hmm.
Duck Dad says there is a sign, free coffee. LOL. Wait, does the sign say LOL or did he add the LOL? No, if it says free coffee, LOL, they're telling you no, it's not actually free. Well, that is okay. Well, now Duck Dad, you have to tell us where that is, or does he not want to give away the secret?
Well, he may
spot?
not want it because it may not be
because
free
then
for that
everybody's
much
going
longer.
for free coffee, and then if everybody's going for the free coffee, all of a sudden it probably won't be free because the store is going to be like, whoa, wait a minute.
I like McDonald's coffee is just I like it if I need to get a coffee while I'm out, and B, it's cheap. It's like $1 for $1.20 for a large,
right,
or for a medium.
Yeah,
that's perfect. That's reasonable. Like we were just talking the other day, we were out and about doing something. Oh yeah, I went and got a coffee, and I'm like, I remember this like since I started at EST being under $2. Now it was $3.35.
Oh right, yeah. Like, the price of coffee's going up. It's
crazy.
It's the tariffs, man.
It's
all these damn tariffs.
Something.
780-218-9999, the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. By the way, I know most of you know this already, but if you are taking us in on YouTube, subscribe to Edmonton Sports Talk if for some reason you haven't already. Also, click that thumbs up button.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
All right, we try to get to at least 100 thumbs every show. We're already at 46, so a lot of people have already clicked. If you haven't clicked, get in there and click. Also, remember to click that share button. And send the show link off to somebody else and get them involved in the show. And tell them they can come in and argue with me. I like that.
Well,
actually, I do feel a little feisty today.
Yeah, well, let it out, baby. Nobody's stopping you here.
Post-Olympics?
Yeah. Pre-NHL?
Pre-NHL. I got the post-Olympic pre-NHL blues, baby.
You're pent up.
I got the blues.
You need your hockey.
Where's my harmonica?
Actually, I have one in my bag.
We could play the blues, couldn't we?
Could try. I think I can get through the first 4 or 5 chords of, Star Spangled Banner. I don't think anybody wants to hear that.
Nobody wants to hear that today. Well, we could have a couple American viewers checking in.
No, it was O Canada, I think. Anyways.
All right. So Luke Gazdic is coming up in 1 hour. Shawn Belle at the top of the hour. So two of our great regular guests to talk Olympics, Oilers, who knows where to go with them. So you and I, we have, as I like to call it, we have a friendship activity tonight, but it's work related.
And the Coop.
With the Coop. Well, Coop's our friend.
Yeah. We'll make it a 3-way.
So you're the point guy on this. What's going on?
Well, our good friends from the Downtown Business Association have teamed up with us here at EST. So we're going to help them promote Downtown Dining Week, which is happening March 11th to March 22nd. So each show will be going to a different restaurant that is participating in Downtown Dining Week. And we're going to put out some socials about it and show you our experience at the restaurant. So tonight it's our turn. So we're going to... Now, is it Bundock or Boondock?
I always thought it was Boondock.
Well, we thought it was the Mootart too.
Wow. I think it's Boondock.
I mean, we'll have to get to the bottom
I went there a few years ago. It was good. I'm looking forward to going.
Yeah. And I have not been there. So the three of us after the show tonight are heading down there to experience. Now, their menu... So Downtown Dining Week, if you haven't been a part of it, they offer dining deals on multi-course, multi-item meals, and they offer their items at a fixed price.
Right.
So you can try things that are $15 for the meal or $65 for the meal. It depends on how many courses you want.
Right.
But they offer a discounted rate. They offer a set menu, kind of to showcase what they do best. So we're excited. What are we having tonight? A gnocchi.
I think we're getting some kind of salad and then a gnocchi, some kind of Parmesan gnocchi, I believe. And then I think we're getting like a sausage tray.
Sausage, yeah.
Something like that. So it's going to be fun.
I'm excited.
Oh, Mex says, I've said this before, not to us, Mex, but the gnocchi at Boondock might be the best dish in the city.
What?
Whoa! But setting the bar high, Mex.
Well, we will tell you tomorrow.
Yeah. Now, if it's second, I have to come back and be argumentative about it, Mex, and be like, well, it failed. It wasn't the best.
Anything for a click.
Anything, yeah. No, it's going to be great.
So is it, well, Mex, I mean, you've been there.
Mex has been everywhere.
Mex, he has been everywhere.
Mex is very worldly.
He'll give us the pronunciation.
No, I've always heard Boondock. Well, Quinn said Boondock, didn't she? And she's helped set this up.
Yeah. Penner's Pancakes, the best EST arguers / debaters. Maddie and Reid? Question mark.
No, Matt's better than me.
I think
because Matt sells it better. I think people know when I'm debating something that I don't actually believe in just to be an ass. I think that comes across. At least in my mind, it does. Matt does a very good job of selling it. Like, Matt can take the most outrageous take and he can state it so plainly that he's almost has this like, well, of course it's obvious.
He's a good,
like, I was listening on Friday about the McKinnon embellishment on the high stick, which was obviously not an embellishment. He was high sticked. Yeah, he put his arm up to make sure the ref knew. That's not embellishment. Okay, pointing it out to the ref is not embellishment. And a Waddock's like, well, like, of course we know it was embellishment. You know, he threw his head back. That's not clearly embellishment. Like, he just states it sort of matter of factly and almost brushes it aside that it's obvious, but he's stating like the least obvious thing just to be argumentative. I think when I do that, in my mind, now maybe I'm wrong. I always think people know when I'm joking. I could be wrong, or when I'm being cheeky.
Nah, for the most part.
Which is maybe most of the time.
Yeah, I think the better part of you is cheeky at, for the most part. Yeah, I would say. I'm not argumentative so much as I just like to push buttons. I'm a good button pusher.
Yeah, you are pretty good at that. I like to think that's kind of what I do. I do as well.
You could hold your own in a debate. We could have some sort of a high Q competition here, and just here's your subject, debate it, blind. Would you like to be the president of the High Q Club?
Sure.
Wasn't that a show made in it? Like,
we could have like a segment like listeners challenge Reid on like a topic.
Yeah.
And we'd get him on the feed for like 3 to 5 minutes.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
I think this is...
We could get a sponsor so they got a GC or something for doing it.
Yeah. So they would send me the topic.
Yeah,
I wouldn't tell you. And I'd have to moderate it. There needs to be a moderator.
Well, somebody to shut it down.
Like say, okay, your 2 minutes starts now.
Right. Because like I said, but this is the nature of hosting radio. Like, a lot of people listen because they can't wait until they say something that they think is wrong. And then they want to tell you, but it's hard to do that sometimes in text or the nasty chat. Right?
Yes.
So like it's easy to go in the chat and be like, Reid, you're wrong. Reid, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, okay. Well, what? We're in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. UFC 326 is live Saturday, March 7th at the Canadian Brewhouse. Catch every punch, enjoy ice-cold drinks, and nonstop action. The Canadian Brewhouse, our house, is your house. Jay's Play of the Day coming up.
The Oilers hit the ice for practice this morning. Out in Anaheim ahead of their matchup tomorrow against the Ducks. No Connor McDavid on the ice, will both Leon Draisaitl and Kasperi Kapanen lace them up. Elsewhere, the Avalanche have acquired Brett Kulak from the Penguins, swapping Sam Girard and a second rounder to Pittsburgh. That pick in 2028. Kulak makes his debut for the Avalanche tomorrow against the Mammoth. In other news, Mikko Rantanen is out at least 2 weeks for the Stars. He was banged up during the Olympics. He's expected to return before the end of the season. 5 games in the WHL from Rogers Place. The Oil Kings drop the puck against the Tigers. 7 o'clock start for that one. Medicine Hat third in the WHL, second in the Eastern Conference with 86 points, while Edmonton is fourth overall, second in the East with 77 points each through 56 games played. In baseball, the Jays fell 8-7 to the Yankees. They're in action once again tomorrow against the Tigers, and at 5:30 it's Raptors and Thunder tipping off 11 games in the association. Scotty Barnes expected to return. No Jakob Poeltl for the Raps. On the other side, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, AJ Mitchell, and Jalen Williams will not play for OKC. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since 93. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, they have plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. Jay's Play of the Day up next here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
The Oil Stream.
Clearly, yesterday's game, just the tempo was played at. I thought it might be, not that it wasn't physical, I thought it might be more physical than it was. It was an incredible game. It was a magical hockey game.
Yeah.
The result was awful for Canadian fans.
Heartbreak.
But let's face it, everybody, and this is like, most of the world didn't care who won, or they picked a team.
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
River Cree Resort and Casino and K97 present the baddest show on earth. George Thorogood and the Destroyers, March 19th in the venue. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Real fans don't stroll in at puck drop. They claim territory. They study the screens. They get into their spot, which is why this matters. The Canadian Brewhouse now has happy hour. Brand new. Tons of options. And the good stuff, like our 8-inch 2-topping RCM pizza and our signature Caesar. Monday to Saturday, 2 till 6 p.m. starting at $3.99. That's more than enough reason to come early. New happy hour at the Canadian Brewhouse. If you're serious about game day, we'll see you for happy hour.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation. With options for every style and budget, open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
Okay, great to have you tuning in this afternoon. Jay's here. The Cube is here. Iwanik's in his office, plotting our demise.
Poor Iwanik.
I love Iwanik.
He's developed his heel role very well. He knows.
He does love it.
He knows.
He knows how to do it.
Yeah.
He knows. And sometimes I know he's doing it to me, and I still get sucked in and get irritated with
Which
him.
is why it annoys me when he always brings up that Dusty and I are the problem with these drafts and stuff. Because I know that he's playing chess and he's a step ahead. So if I react, then he's got me.
Right.
So I just got to stop reacting.
Well, how are you guys the problem with the drafts?
Oh, we are. That's what he says.
It's a combination. It's like gas to a flame. You know, you guys riff off each other.
Right. No, wait. Lieutenant Eric walked out of 2 drafts, right? Oh, Tommy was caught cheating in a draft. But no, it's me that's the problem.
Maybe it's just drafts in general, huh?
I'm abstaining from drafts.
Yeah.
I should. I keep finishing last.
Well, you ripped into Benny.
When it comes to the EST drafts, I actually am a failure.
Well, somebody said it earlier in the chat. It's the same with me and Estes. I am a complete failure in life.
Have you not won an Esty?
No. I'd like to keep it that way.
Well, odds are you're gonna win one eventually. So the first year there were Esties, we'd only worked here 10 days. or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then last year they were Estes. Were you nominated last year?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Were you not up for Rookie of the Year, or were you up for Rookie of the Year the previous year?
The previous year.
Because you'd been on the Hangout and had been helping before the show launched.
And
right?
Trev won that. I mean, Trev deserved that.
Well
He's been on
deserved,
the morning show.
Yeah. And then they gave it to the second oldest man here. All right. You can post in the Nasty Chat on YouTube. Keep giving us the thumbs up if you haven't already.
Click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must. You must click. Thumb.
All right. And of course, we have another jingle for this special segment.
It's Jay. It's play. He's Jay. It's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
All right, presented by Play Alberta. Experience all the excitement of the casino in the palm of your hand. Download the Play Alberta app today and deposit $50 using the, deposit whatever you want and look for promo codes online.
Okay, it is Jay's Play of the Day. So here's what happened earlier. As the boys are away this week in Mexico, I have been filling in, hosting the Lock Shop with Huss. Not tomorrow. Maddie's going to be in with Huss, but Huss and I cooked something up that I need to bring to your attention now, because if you weren't watching earlier, we essentially figured out that if the San Jose Sharks can make a run here and make the playoffs, that Macklin Celebrini will probably win the Hart Memorial Trophy. Same can be said for the Columbus Blue Jackets. If they can get into the playoffs, Werenski will win. Well, not will, but is going to be a high. Look, he's a pick 'em right now with Cale Makar. If he gets that team into the playoffs, I think he's going to win the Norris. That was boosted to plus 5,000. You put $1 on that, that's 50 some bucks coming back. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. But that's not Jay's Play of the Day. Jay's Play of the Day, we're going to the hard court. Yes, you heard that right, Rip City. The Raptors are taking on the OKC Thunder. Now, I mean, the Thunder don't have SGA. Jalen Williams is out. AJ Mitchell's out. And possibly Chet Holmgren. But TBD, bro.
Chet who?
Holmgren.
Oh.
So you're thinking, well, can the Raps beat this juggernaut of a team? I'm not going to go there. But what I will tell you is that both teams rank in the top 6 in terms of defensive ranking in the NBA for the month of February. The last time these two played, it was a 103-101 victory for the Raptors. I'm suggesting this might be a lower scoring game, especially without the firepower from OKC. So I have had the Toronto Raptors versus the OKC Thunder under, not always an under guy, but today I just couldn't help myself, under 216.5 points. Okay. So if it's a 108, 107 win, that cashes. That's been boosted to even money. That's been boosted to plus 101. So head on over to playalberta.ca, click on sports, click on EST specials. Raptors, Thunder, under 216.5 points, boosted to plus 101. And always remember to use your game sense.
It's Jay. It's play. He's Jay. It's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
All right, presented by Play Alberta. A little more here on the ratings for the gold medal game from Sunday. Frank Saravelli putting this out a few minutes ago. So I think I saw this yesterday for the Canadian stuff. The broadcast consortium peaking at 8.7 million in overtime. NBC/Peacock peaking at 26 million in overtime. According to NBC, the most ever viewers for a pre-9 a.m. Eastern time sporting event, because it started before 9 a.m.
Sure.
It ended after. So what are we? So the population of the United States is 348 million. So what's 26 divided by 348?
7%. 7.4.
Okay, and the population of Canada, there's websites that claim to have them up to the minute here. I don't know if that's totally true.
How would you have it up to the minute?
Canada's 41.5.
And how many?
So 8.
19.2%.
Right. I thought we'd have more people watching it.
Yeah. The time of day certainly wouldn't help.
Time of day?
Right? I mean, a Sunday morning. And even think like there's a lot of churchgoers out there. I mean, that would cut into that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
But does that count big watch parties as well?
Yeah, like the ratings are always.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a good point.
We know that.
And there's tons of them all over the country, right?
Yeah. Like I lived in that world at Ched. You know, people have these. Well, it used to be diaries, and people had these meters, and it had never happened to Inside Sports, but some of the shows later on in the evening, like it'd be like, oh, this show had a 0 rating. Well, obviously it wasn't 0 people watching, but nobody were listening. Nobody with a meter listened long enough to register. So I mean, this is an imperfect science.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't think the time of day helped by any means. But I still would have thought it would have been over 10 million Canadians. I mean, especially putting it on halfway through the third period. Oh, it's what's going on in the game? It's 1-1.
Right.
But good point by Coob. How many people are in your house? Is that always an exact number?
Well, I mean, it's just a sport. It doesn't mean everybody in Canada is as interested in that as they are other things going on in their lives.
There's nothing else that could have been going on in your life that morning. Oh, my goodness. We have an accident outside?
We got a banger out there, Coop.
That is a loud horn. All right. 780-218-9999 is how you text us. The River Cree Resort and Casino inbox presented by the River Cree mobile app. It's free to download. Get exclusive offers and promotions. Get show tickets. Make reservations for hotel rooms and restaurants. It's safe, secure, and it's easy to use. Shawn Belle after the 4 o'clock break.
The Lock Shop.
Connor Hellebuck stole a gold medal for the United States yesterday. And I mean, I don't think there's any other way that you can put it. If Canada had won, it would have been a crime to Hellebuck because he played so brilliantly. I mean, that was a golden performance by him. But I look back at this game and go, like, how is it not like 4-1, 5-1?
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems. But did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Edmonton. Be part of history. Support Canada Soccer's men's national team as they battle Uzbekistan in the final send-off series ahead of the FIFA World Cup. Monday, June 1st at 7 p.m. at Commonwealth Stadium. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.ca.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
After facing some scrutiny for having 3-on-3 overtime in the Olympic hockey finals, IIHF President Luke Tardif stated that the overtime format will remain the same moving forward. Elsewhere, the Avalanche have acquired Brett Kulak from the Penguins in exchange for Samuel Girard and a second-round pick in 2028. Kulak will make his Habs debut tomorrow in Utah. Other news, Mikko Rantanen is out at least 2 weeks for the Stars after getting banged up during the Olympics playing for Team Finland. He's expected to return before the end of this season. 5 games in the WHL tonight, including the Oil Kings and Tigers squaring off from Rogers Place. Puck drop for that one at 7 o'clock. And at 5:30, it's the Raptors and Thunder tipping off. 11 games in the association. Scotty Barnes expected to return. No Jakob Poeltl for the Raps. On the other side, it's Shea Gilgeous, Alexander, AJ Mitchell, and Jalen Williams out for OKC. In baseball, the Rockies, they're up 6-5, bottom of the 8th against the Angels. While top of the 7th, the White Sox trail the Mariners 9-8 in spring training action. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. Hour 2 of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
.403. Hope you're having a great day. Is it Tuesday today?
All day.
Feels like it's later in the week. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I worked short weeks last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think it does feel that way, doesn't it?
Maybe it's just because there's been so much already to talk about. I mean,
yeah.
And then my schedule was off on Sunday, as most people's would have been if you got up for the game, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. We're here, though.
Yeah, it does. It does feel that way.
That should be the show slogan. We're here, though. we're just hanging out. We love when this guy is here. He's joining us on the Oil Country Towing video hotline. Oil Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team. Fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. My goodness. He's on Edmonton Sports Talk frequently, a variety of shows. And, of course, he's on Hello Hockey every Saturday with Tom Gazzola. It's Shawn Belle checking in. Bellezy, what's going on?
Oh, not much, boys. How are you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing great. This is probably the best day of my life.
Fantastic, by the way, in your new suits.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Thanks,
yeah, that with Modern Measure was very, very good to us. Yeah, we had a blast. I think there's not really a downside, but the only thing that might have people had to get over, I think it was like almost distressing for viewers to see us dressed up initially. Then they realized, okay, Modern Measure did a great job. Because I think if they went on YouTube and they're just like, they're wearing suits. What happened? What's going? Because usually we're quite casual.
Yeah,
but they look.
Thank God I got a wife, because the way you two looked saved some for the rest of us.
Oh, jeez.
I don't blame you, Bellezy. We had a lot of comments. Yeah, we had a lot of comments.
God, boys.
Just fire.
That burgundy suit on you, Reid?
That's my color, baby.
Man.
That's my color. I don't know what else to tell you.
I see that.
Yeah, I love the burgundy. All right.
Nice work.
So Bellezy's here. Yeah, Modern Measure was incredible, and you've worked with those guys with Hello Hockey and stuff. They're really good right downtown at Edmonton Tower. So the Olympics are over. The gold medal game happened. I mean, we got silver in the women's. We got silver in the men's. How do you get really down when Canada lost? Or I guess there's the technical reaction and the emotional reaction to that game.
Yeah, when it comes to Team Canada and the Olympics, I become a fan. I love the Olympics. It's probably my favorite sporting event. I just really love the greatness that comes out of it from all these athletes that spend so much time, trying to hone their craft. So watching that game, I found myself kind of at the edge of my couch and rooting for Canada to win. And ultimately they lost. And, you kind of have a quiet moment to yourself. And then, because when I played and I'm now doing some media, I kind of got right back into the swing of my day and, I went and watched more hockey because that's apparently what I like to do. It was a tough game. I truly think, and I genuinely think, that Canada outplayed the U.S. I think that they probably deserved better, and there was opportunities that if you were to give those guys, those particular players back, they're probably going to score, or they're going to, hit the net, or they're going to do whatever it takes to put the puck across the line. And I think it might be a 5 or 6-1 game. That's how good I thought Canada played. And unfortunately, the U.S. did a great job of hanging on. They did a great job of, keeping themselves in the game, and they were opportunistic and ended up ultimately winning the game. And, we can sit back and we can, rip apart the lineup, the questions of who got picked and why they got picked. Ultimately, if you just ask yourself this one question, if Nathan MacKinnon had the puck in that particular spot and you gave him 100 shots, how many times is he truly going to miss that shot? So if you're going out of your way to now question every decision that was made by management, the Canadian management, I kind of would just sit back and be like, well, I think we're missing the boat. And I understand the disappointment, but, the Taves shot, that's probably a goal if he was, driving it home, as opposed to, I think I have the open net and I'm going to put this thing in. The Nathan MacKinnon opportunity, same kind of idea. He just rushes a shot because there's pressure. And if we win that game, and I'm going to use we because it's a country, if we win that game, are we even having this conversation? Are we having the conversation about, Parayko wasn't good enough, or, this guy wasn't good enough, or that guy wasn't good enough? We're probably not. We're probably saying that we deserve that. We're the best country in hockey still on the men's side. That's the way things happen.
Yeah, I think that's a very fair way to look at it. And that's the sport, right? The fine margins, and you sort of. And I started the show with this that, and in this job you hear a lot from people, and fans are emotional, and I get it. But Connor failed, and even McKinnon's getting some of that, even though he's won a Stanley Cup. Well, he failed. He failed. I'm like, why are we so quick? We gotta label people as failures or successes. Like, I get it. We break it down, but I kind of push back on taking it to that extreme. Hey, all right, yeah, I agree. McDavid's lost some big hockey games in his career.
Yeah,
stuff happens. But I struggle to look at some of these guys, or even if some of the guys on the American team had lost, and look at these guys and be like, well, you're actually a failure because that was a big game and you didn't score. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting soft, Bellezy. I don't know.
I don't think you are, because, ultimately, when you look at, what success is, and everybody, if you ask that question, be like, well, gold's a success. Well, okay, sure. Yes, we can argue that question. But Canada did a lot of really good things. They were able to come back. They were able to, have guys that they didn't think were going to be, important pieces, like a Celebrini, become important piece. And now for the future, you can plan on him being one of the guys that's going to be at the forefront for all Team Canada's moving forward. So I think there's a lot of things that they found out that, okay, well, now we have the ability to move forward. We're going to have another Four Nations probably at some point. Are we going to have a World Cup of hockey? Or we're going to have the Olympics again? We're going to have a lot of these different things, and we can now sit back and say, okay, well, like, this player didn't work, but Celebrini's in. Maybe we'll give Bedard another chance, Schaefer another chance, or an opportunity to prove where he's at. So from that respect, I think you grew a little bit. So did they ultimately win the gold? No. Is that a failure? Sure, if we're putting pressure on these guys to say it's gold or bust. But I think there's a lot of really valuable experiences that came out of it. And I do think that we're too quick to label people failures, because what happens if Connor McDavid wins, not this year, but the next year? Or is he still a failure? Well, I don't think he is, but there's two teams out there and both of them want to win. And sometimes, the puck bounces the wrong way a bunch of times. And, guys or teams that are consistently in that spot, well, I don't necessarily think you can call them failures. I think they need to find ways to improve to now get over the line, as opposed to just being, well, you're a failure. Well, guess what? I actually outlasted a lot of other people to get to where that spot is. So it just depends on what you look like, what failure is to you, and what success is to you, and you kind of just go from there.
Yeah. Shawn Belle joining us on the Oil Country Towing Video Hotline. Okay, Oilers back at it. They practice in Anaheim today. We're going to have some comments from Leon Draisaitl and Chris Knobloch a little bit later on. McDavid, we'll see if he's going to play tomorrow. Look, we know how underwhelming the Oilers have been at times, and then they finally win 3 in a row, and then they lose the next 3, and a couple in pretty unspectacular fashion, losing them. They lost Minnesota, Toronto, and that's the crazy thing. That each opponent they played got weaker in that 3-game losing streak, and they still lost every game. Like, what is it that we need to see to them? I mean, Leon has his speech. He was asked about it today, and we'll play the clip later where he says, I mean it. I wasn't taking a shot at anybody, but I mean it. Like, we kind of got to wake up here. What does waking up actually mean for this team? What does waking up look like for this team?
Playing with some gumption, playing with I want to be here attitude, playing with a F blank you attitude. I think right now what we've seen from the Oilers is it's been, I don't want to call it passive because I don't believe it's been passive, but I don't think that they're really getting in. I don't truly feel like they've jumped in with both feet. Is the best way to describe that. I feel like, there's games where they stick a toe in to see how the water is, and they're like, not today. But right now, you've got 25 games left? To me, they've got to jump in with both feet, and they've got to start playing because they're in the thick of a race. And yes, I understand they're one of the better teams in the division, but teams are closing in on them. And if the Oilers start off slow, that could be a recipe for disaster. They could be on the outside looking in, as opposed to being one of the teams that's carrying it and, kind of putting their stamp on the division and trying to control that. So I think from their standpoint, they got to come out fast. They got to play the right way. They can't cheat on offense like they have been known to do. And it's got to be, playoff hockey now, because right now, if they're going in thinking that, okay, well, we're going to wait, and then it's too late. Well, like I said, they're going to be on the outside looking in.
Bellezy, I've never, nor Reid or I, have been a professional athlete. You have. When you say you got to jump in with both feet and you got to give a what, how can you flip that switch? That's a big question. And, I'm not expecting you to have the exact answer down to the detail, but why haven't they jumped in with both feet already? Why does it take 20, however many games left in the season to figure that out? And is it just because your back's somewhat up against the wall?
Well, normally I would love to sit here and say it isn't just a light switch. And for the Oilers in the past couple of years, it actually has been a light switch, which is kind of scary because they were that good. This year, it's a different team than it's been in the last couple of years, and things aren't coming as easy. And, Hyman 2 years ago, I think he's 2 years removed from a 52-goal season. Well, he hasn't had the same production despite coming back and being pretty hot this year. He's not at 52-goal production. Evander Kane, when he was around, he had some moments where he was really good, but then his game changed. And so now you've got guys in the lineup that aren't producing the same way that they normally do. You got young kids in the lineup that are still trying to find their way through the NHL, and you don't have that same ability as you had before. And unfortunately, when you get used to just saying, okay, we're going to turn this thing on and we're going to come back and it works for you, sometimes it creeps into your game. And it kind of becomes like a bit of a crutch because you're like, well, we can score our way out of this. We got Leon on Connor. We can score our way out of it. And then you don't play as hard as you possibly can because you think at the end of the day, those two guys are just going to pull you out of it. And so I think for the Oilers, that's always been a bit of the case. This year, unfortunately, it's not the case because I don't think they can just score their way out of it every single night. And so that becomes a problem. And I think that's partly why they haven't jumped in with both feet. But their depth players, they need to get going. Their depth players need to be a part of it. And if they're not going to score, well, then they have to find ways to make impacts on the score sheet. And that's the important piece for the Oilers, is that if you're a depth guy, sure, you might not be counted on to score, but what are you doing to impact the game, and what are you doing to make sure that the other team isn't putting the puck in the net as well?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, Bellezy. I mean, we got to see it. We know why Leon said that. I guess the question remains: is this roster actually capable of delivering? And I think we're going to find out here when things heat up down the stretch. What do you got? What do you got going on this week, coaching wise? Any big games or what's happening?
Our playoffs are starting this weekend, this Friday. So we got our best of 3 coming up, and we start off with Lethbridge. So it'll be an interesting test. If we play well enough, or we play the way that we should, we probably should move on to the next round. But you never know. You truly never know.
That's very true, my friend. Bellezy, I'll see you around the office, of course. We love having you. Great insight, as always. We'll see you soon, my friend.
See you tomorrow, boys. Take
Shawn
care.
Belle checking in on the Oil Country Towing video hotline. Yeah, good perspective, as always, from Bellezy. We love having him on. Usually joins us on Tuesdays. Sometimes we get to shuffle him around a little bit, but one of our great regulars here on EST. Old Gil in the Nasty Chat says, everyone needs a role and a purpose. This goes on to the coaches. Yeah, I mean, that's a big discussion with this team, right? Is Knobloch and the coaching staff handling everybody properly? I really think this is almost a player-by-player debate. I do think there have been instances in which Knobloch hasn't handled the bench well, or has been too quick to let a player assert himself on the game. I mean, the Mangiapane benching against Toronto was a great example. Mm-hmm. Here's a guy who's had not a very good year, hasn't found a role, hasn't made a lot of impact, who was having a really good game and made a mistake in the offensive zone and actually didn't make the most grievous, is that the right word? He didn't make the worst mistake on the play.
Yeah.
There were, I think, wasn't that the one where Wallman or somebody changed?
Yeah.
Then they didn't get the puck out after Ingram stopped the 2-on-1, and Mangiapane gets sat down. Like, to me, that's Knobloch didn't have his pulse on the game. That was Knobloch. To me, that was an error by Knobloch. In that game, Mangiapane had found a role. He was being a little bit of an agitator. He was getting in the face of the Maple Leafs. He was doing some things. Now, I would say to old Gil is the rest of the underwhelming play by Mangiapane on Knobloch. Because Mangiapane started the season higher up in the lineup. And he did have a couple of good games, but he eventually got himself scratched. And we were working that day. A lot of people were like, yeah, you know what? He deserves to be scratched. So I think we can almost debate this player to player, but I would like to see Knobloch at the very least give some of the depth players more of a chance to impact the game and more of a chance to help the team work from behind in a game.
Yes.
Okay, you know what? When I know, Dusty jokes about it, I think Dusty's tweeted about it, the Oilers are down 4-1 with 6 minutes left. Here comes a 5-minute and 50 shift from McDavid. Okay, but in that situation, it's kind of desperation time. Either you roll the lines and almost concede a loss, or you say, maybe we can go for it. 1-0 halfway through the second period? Chill out. Chill out. Okay, so you might, I'm not saying it's equalized time, but maybe you go lines 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Okay, or maybe you sneak McDavid and Draisaitl out for an extra shift, but with the fourth line wingers, does he do enough of that? Or is it too quickly we're down 1-0. We need 2 goals to win. I better just play them together the rest of the game.
But I've said this all year. How can you expect those depth lines, those third and fourth lines, to produce anything of worth, or at least in your eyes or the team's eyes of worth, if you're not rolling them through? Right? It's unfair to ask that. So why not just slow your roll, come up with lines and stick to it? Just do it. Stick to it for a game, or stick to it for this 3-game road trip. These are the lines. This is what's going to, and we're going to either win or lose together. It's not just going to be the Connor and Leon show. But I'll tell you one thing, Reid. When the other team ices it against Curtis Lazar's line, you're damn right they're trotting out Connor McDavid because that's the smartest move.
Well, look how
any coach would do that.
Look how Cooper was handling some of the icing.
Exactly.
We saw how coaches do approach things.
But you can't ask, Lazar and Roslovic and their lines to produce much if you're pulling the carpet from under them.
Right.
You just can't. And I think that's what Leon was saying and is still saying.
Right. Yeah.
This has to be by committee.
Buster in the Nasty Chest says Knobloch will just play Draisaitl and McDavid 30 minutes a game for the last 25. Well, what if he played them 30 minutes a game but on separate lines? Buster. Buster also says, and Ingram will end up playing 5 straight after Jari is hurt again. Well, look, I don't know if Jari's going to get hurt again. I'm at the point where I wouldn't mind seeing Ingram play 5 straight at some point.
Well, that's a discussion we got to have.
It's not going to happen this week. They're not going to do it back to back.
Back to back.
But I personally, I might be alone here. I might be a voice in the wilderness. I might be little old howling coyote. Ooh, like to me, Ingram's the guy. I'm not throwing Jari on the scrap pile. I'm not. He's still signed for a couple more years. But I'm saying, okay, it's crunch time here. I don't think I don't think the Oilers need to figure out who the better goalie is. I think it's been figured out, and I think it's Connor Ingram. Okay, so what do we have here? Tomorrow, Thursday, Saturday, and then Tuesday, Friday next week?
Yeah.
Ingram should certainly play 3, shouldn't he?
Yes.
But this is an opportunity even to go Ingram, Jari, Ingram.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Why not go Ingram? They play back-to-back, then Saturday, then they get 3 days. It's not till Tuesday, and they're back home.
Right.
You don't need a change there. Maybe you throw Jari in at the end. If on this back-to-back, Jari...
Then they have a road game the following Sunday?
Then they're back. Then they're down in Las Vegas.
Right.
Sunday at 7:30.
But to be... Okay, so you just mentioned 6 games. I'm giving Ingram 4. To me, it's not a 3-3 split anymore at this point.
But it can't... But I think you'd be doing a disservice to your team, to your players, to the goaltenders, if you're flip-flopping like they were leading before the Olympic break. And we said, okay, you're getting a little bit of a grace period here because you've got 2 new goaltenders. Sure, you want to work them out, but somebody's got to take the reins. And by numbers and by look, that would be Connor Ingram. So
yes.
That's what I really want to see what happens over this, like the next 5-6 games. Who is... coming on top or coming out as the top goalie, the starting goaltender for the Oilers.
Yeah.
You can't have 2.
No, and I've already, now, I know things can change, and if Jari seizes it, then he seizes it, but I think Ingram has done much more to seize it to this point. All right, we're in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Taco Tuesday just leveled up at the Canadian Brewhouse all day. $3.49 new tacos and quesadillas. After 4 p.m., sip on $5.99 margaritas, $2 off Corona tankards, and tequila shots starting at $5.99. Luke Gazdic coming up in about 15 minutes. Here's the Coob.
After facing some scrutiny for having 3-on-3 overtime in the Olympic hockey final, double IHF President Luke Tardif stated, quote, the overtime format will remain the same moving forward. Elsewhere, the Avalanche have acquired Brett Kulak from the Penguins in exchange for Sam Girard and a second-round pick in 2028. Kulak makes his Avalanche debut tomorrow against the Mammoth. Around the NHL, Mikko Rantanen, he's set to miss at least 2 weeks for the Stars. After being banged up during the Olympics playing for Team Finland, he's expected to return before the end of the season. 5 games on tap in the WHL. It's the Oil Kings playing host to the Tigers. 7 o'clock puck drop for that. Medicine Hat, they're 3rd in the WHL, 2nd in the Eastern Conference, having 86 points, while Edmonton is 4th overall, 2nd in the East, 77 points for them each through 56 games played. And over in the association, the Raptors, they tip off with the Thunder at 5:30, 11 games. On tap, Scotty Barnes returning expected to return for the game. No Jakob for the Raps. On the other side, for OKC, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, AJ Mitchell, and Jalen Williams will not play. Meanwhile, the Lakers and Magic hit the deck. Boston and Phoenix throw down while Golden State visits New Orleans. The Reid Wilkins Show rolls on following the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
TSN's Greg Button. Connor McDavid's one of the greatest players that's ever played. Full stop. Why don't we look at the management team that aren't doing their part? Why did Gretzky win? Oh, Glenn Sather did his part. Why did Lemieux win? Oh, Craig Patrick did his part. Why did the Detroit Red Wings win? Ken Holland and Scotty Bowman did their part. The bottom line is Connor McDavid is a winner.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Well, that special music must mean it's Limerick time. I got an email here, read at edmontonsportstalk.com. Jodes in Bonnyville pointing out this is his first attempt. Here we go. The management's plan is a mess, leaving fans in a state of distress. While the pro scouting is poor, there closes the championship door. McDavid and Dry with no cup to possess. Jodes, love hearing from you. Lines 3 and 4 are too long. That is mistake number 1 new Limerick writers make.
It happens.
There's got to be a 4 or 5 syllable line.
Quick.
Do poor and door actually rhyme? They look like they rhyme.
You could make a, pour, door. Yeah. Oh,
yeah, I guess so. Pretty good, though. Pretty good.
Pretty darn good.
Good rhyming. Like, you could have just cleaned that up. You could have just said, pro scouting poor, closes winning door, slams cup door, something like that.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Quicker.
Yeah, you got to keep those shorter. Pretty good, though. We're always glad to get a new Limerick writer.
Orca driver in the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999, says, but how is this not on the coaches to have them ready to go every game?
Oh, don't start with that. Like, are you serious? Who wrote that?
It's an Orca driver.
What are you doing?
Well, explain yourself.
The players have to prepare themselves to play. The players have to prepare themselves to play.
What are they called? Professional athletes?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Now, why do I say this? Because I'll tell a story Rob Brown told me. He told it on air when he played in the NHL. He said some guys were nervous messes like for 90 minutes before the game. Like pacing around, putting their equipment on, taking it off, retaping their stick, feeling nauseous. And he said he had a teammate who would read the newspaper up until there was about a minute before they went on the ice. Like, hey, Joey, you right? Oh, yeah, got a game. Like, whatever a player needs to do to prepare himself for a game, that is up to the individual player. Now, I get it. If a team is always starting slow or having some sort of issues, yes, the coach has to step in and do something to help the team as a whole. So this is one of these things, to use the old saying, it may not be Knobloch's fault, but it may be his problem. But now, if he's talking about tactical preparation, then sure, you have to have the team prepared for the opponent. But in terms of emotion,
yeah,
readiness, knowing what an individual player
preparedness from a player's perspective
has to do, then that is, to me, that is on the players. Now, if there continue to be problems early in games, then yes, maybe you have to look at the coaching. But I don't think that this year, I'm sure, what was it, Orca Rider? Driver. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. I like some years there was a stretch under Tippett where they allowed the first goal like 15 times in 19 games or something like that, and we're often falling behind 1 or 2-0. To me, it's not. To me, we're not just looking at the first period or the first 10 minutes of Oilers games and saying that's the problem. I think we're looking at the entire games a lot of nights, like Bellezy just said, and I've said, like, where's the gumption? Like, where's sort of that, like, okay, let's crank it up. To me, the flaws of this year's team are not just first period starting the game issues. I don't think.
They don't hurt, or they don't help in a lot of instances.
No, like you wish there'd been more, but to me, it's almost a full game thing.
Waddy and Cloverdale, Florida, Vegas, and St. Louis all won cups, rolling 4 lines and playing a team system. The Oilers struggle because 97 and 29's lines are given creative control to play one way, leaving the other lines without a stylistic outline of what Oilers hockey is. In a team game, there has to be fundamentals that everyone buys into.
Well, yeah, sure. And the Oilers were better the last 2 years is because they had more depth up front.
Different roster,
right? I mean, look along the way. Like Connor Brown scored big goals. Janmark scored a couple of goals. Like the roster was better the last 2 years. Like I think everybody knows that,
but I don't really blame them. But Oilers fans are expecting the same outcomes, the same results, for this team to be what they were. But clearly they're not. I mean, we've looked at every number, every stat, and this team just isn't the same team.
No, they aren't. And maybe the coach isn't doing as good a job too. Like that's fine. Like I'm not with the thing about starting the games. Like, yeah, I have issues with Knobloch. Getting players ready to play emotionally is not one of them. Like you shouldn't. I mean, yeah, the coach has to create a good environment, maybe say something good before the game, but generally a player should be ready to go. Like if a player is sitting there thinking like, oh, I need the coach to get me ready to go tonight, then like, I don't know what you're doing. Personally.
Yeah, I agree. It's not on the coach. This is a funny one that came in, Reid. Mike outside of Edmonton. Clearly the guy reading the starting lineup isn't pulling his weight. They'll all get pumped up for that.
Well, sometimes it's the coach. Sometimes didn't Connor Brown come out of a cupboard,
maybe they need
last year during the playoffs?
Celebrity lineup readers. I would get them going.
Yeah. Well, they saw the dads did it. Didn't Richard Nurse do it one game?
Sure.
Went on the dads trip. X-Ray J says, hey, Reid, if you're Chris Knobloch, are you prepared to possibly bet your career on Connor Ingram and his 13-game performance over Jari's 318 games? Well, Ingram's played more than 13 games in his career. I mean, if you're doing career numbers, Ingram's played 13 as an Oiler. I don't know, X-Ray J. I don't agree with how you're looking at it, quite frankly. I think the coach should start the hotter goalie. And I think there have been times Ingram has been the hotter goalie and they've gone to Jari. I'm at the point right now where I would sooner see if Ingram can carry the load by maybe playing 2/3 of the games the rest of the way. I mean, if it appears that he can't, well, then, yeah, I guess you have to play Jari more down the stretch. But coming out of this break, my argument is that I would play Ingram more. I would lean to him towards being the number one and say, okay, you're carrying the rock, baby. Like, can you do it?
And what's that based off of? That opinion?
How he's played since he got called up from the minors.
Exactly. Which has been better than Jari.
Right.
Now,
I think it has been.
Would you say, it's not like you're saying, well, I think I like Ingram better than Jari. No, it's the way he's played and the way the team has played in front of him. It's a combination of both has favored Connor Ingram. And I don't know if that's up for debate.
Right. So, yeah, X-Ray J, that's great with the stats, but I mean, I think Ingram's been better over the last couple months or ever since both guys have been on the roster. So that's my logic for that. But I'm sure I will hear from a lot of people why my logic is flawed.
Well, hey, if Jari comes out and goes on a hot streak, sure, that can be the starting goaltender.
Right, but I'm just saying coming out of this break,
sure,
I'd lean to having it be Ingram's net, like for at least 4 of the first 6 games coming back. All right, Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. Gaming made easy anytime, anywhere. With Play Alberta, you have a full casino experience right at your fingertips. Play from your phone, tablet, or computer whenever works for you. Download the Play Alberta app today and get playing. Play smart, play local, and remember to use your game sense. Luke Gazdic coming up after the break.
NHL news, the Avalanche have acquired Brett Kulak from the Penguins in exchange for Sam Girard and a second-round pick in 2028. Kulak will make his Avs debut tomorrow against the Mammoth. Meanwhile, Mikko Rantanen is out at least 2 weeks for the Stars. He got banged up during the Olympics playing for Team Finland. He's expected to return before the end of the season, and there's 5 games in the WHL. It's the Oil Kings playing host to the Tigers. They square off from Rogers Place, of course. Puck drop at 7 o'clock. And some live spring training action. Top of the third, it's the Cardinals trailing the Nationals 1-0. We also see the White Sox up 12-10 on the Mariners, top of the 9th. Toronto gets back in action tomorrow against Detroit. And at 5:30, the Raptors and Thunder tip off 11 games in the association. It's Scotty Barnes expected to return for the Raps. No Jakob Poeltl for Toronto. On the other side, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, AJ Mitchell, and Jalen Williams will not play for OKC. Luke Gazdic checks in on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Hangout.
The prime American generation, or just the era of guys that got drafted, came from 2014 to 2019. So it makes sense that this is the team that won. They needed to win this one, or else the Americans that have been drafted since don't look like they're going to be as great versus the Canadians, where it's Schaefer, Bedard's coming, McKenna, Dupont.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Sentinel Storage congratulates Team Canada for all their perseverance, dedication, and commitment. For representing our country so well, our athletes make us proud to call Canada home. Sentinel Storage, proudly Canadian and official storage partner of Team Canada.
The road to the FIFA World Cup runs through Edmonton. See Canada Soccer's men's national team before they take on the world this summer. Canada versus Uzbekistan. June 1st, 7 p.m., Commonwealth Stadium. Tickets at Ticketmaster.ca.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
All right, good to have you tuning in this afternoon, along with Jason Milne. I'm Reid Wilkins. Zach Kubish is at the technical desk. The three of us headed to Boondock tonight for a little downtown dining week preview. We're pretty lucky to be doing that.
Can't wait.
So that'll be a lot of fun. Sure, we'll have some stuff on social media and plenty of delicious dishes to talk about on the show tomorrow. We're going to go back to the Oil Country Towing Video Hotline. He joins us every week here on Edmonton Sports Talk. It is former NHLer, now with Sportsnet, Luke Gazdic checking in. Luke, you're on with Jay and Reid. How are you doing?
Jay and Reid, I'm good. How are you guys?
Yo, we're doing great. It's nice to see you, sir. We're talking a lot about the Oilers again. People are completely positive and ready to go for the rest of the season.
Buddy, don't worry about it. I live in Toronto. It's probably worse here. Who knows?
Austin Matthews, now a winner. Why are you so mean to him, Luke? Why don't you admit what a winner he is, you meanie?
Man, he's got a gold medal to his name. We're all trying to figure out. We're broadcasting this game tomorrow. I'm on the panel for tomorrow, so we're trying to figure out if he's playing or not. So I guess we'll find out come I don't know, hopefully tomorrow. But I think the same thing's happening with Connor going into this back-to-back. Like, I don't expect any of these guys to play the first two games. But the thing for Toronto is, like, they need every win here. Like, they need every point. They are in 14th place. They have, I had a couple other ones there, but they cannot afford to lose anyone, and this Lightning team is crazy. So I don't know what the plan is with Connor. I really don't. But I guess we'll see here coming up.
Yeah, well, we'll have a clip from Knobloch on that. We got the Oil Understood coming up at 5 o'clock for GCL Diesel. I mean, we got to get your kind of final thoughts, your final digestion of the Winter Olympics, especially the men's tournament ending in a silver for Canada.
Well, first and foremost, like, we were treated to some of the best hockey I think, I've personally ever got to watch. And it was fun for me. Like, I covered it a bit on Sportsnet Central, was doing some post-game stuff, but I kind of got to sit back and to enjoy it a little more. And man, I think we get stuck, like, at least I do, watching the same. Like, the NHL can look so similar at times, right? Like, we're doing these games on Tuesday nights or wherever it is at the studio, and some of this hockey can always look so similar. So it was cool to see some of the best players in the world getting to play together and play head to head. Like, listen, they had their chances at the end of the day. I think that's where I go back to. You got a 5-on-3, the power play late in the game. Like, I just go back to, like, they had their chances. They were right there. Like, I give this U.S. team a lot of credit. Connor Hellebuyck's the real deal. He finally has a big game under his belt. The 3-on-3, like, I know there's a lot of people are going back and forth about that. Like, we knew that going into the tournament. Like, we all knew that. Like, that was it. The amount of people that I was sitting in a breakfast lounge area at a Best Western in Timmins, Ontario. I was up there with some other NHL alumni playing a game up there. And so we all had come down for breakfast, and there was whole different types of people, but the amount of people that did not know it was sudden death 3-on-3 overtime was, I think, why I caught a lot of people off guard. And man, great hockey. Sucks they can't win, but you know me, like, I always look at the glass half full, and maybe that's a bit of a wake up call for some of those guys too.
I'm going to bring this up to you as well. And I know I'm nitpicking here, but, we do this kind of thing. I was a little surprised, and I know these guys are good enough to win it with a single rush or a single shot, but in 3-on-3, when I watch the Edmonton Oilers play, I see McDavid, Bouchard, and Draisaitl possess the puck, cycle, weave, try to set picks, try to get somebody in the open. And Canada went out there and was pretty much like, okay, McDavid's going to try a shot. Okay, McKinnon's going to try a shot. McDavid's going to try. Like they didn't do that puck possession game. I don't know if they.
Yeah, I honestly completely agree with you. It felt very much like watching Oilers hockey, to be honest. Like it felt like as the games got, bigger and bigger, and as you went into them more and more, you were looking for offense from 97. Like you felt like it had to be him, or it possibly wasn't going to be anybody else. I'll tell you what, like on the desk before they left for this tournament, I started off coming into the year in the summer not thinking that Bouchard even had a chance there. And then the more I watched him, the more I thought he should be there. And then the more I watched the tournament, I was like, man, could they have ever used this guy? Both those power plays in the gold medal game, I think they could have also used Hyman as well. Like I look at the job Tom Wilson did. I think he did a great job. I think he towed the line. I think he made some big hits, but I just look at Hyman in that position. And I think one thing for me as I was putting these things together, and I know they're going to be thinking about this moving forward, is just familiarity, like familiarity with the guys that you bring over. I never even thought about this before, but Devon Toews was there single-handedly to play with Cale Makar. And I don't know if they did that on the roster as a whole. Man, Makar had a tough game in the finals. I know that. But it just felt like in every one of these big moments, they were constantly they were waiting for Connor. Like we were waiting for Connor to make a big rush, make a big play. So maybe that's just honestly because I think he proved there. Like I know he didn't score, but he was so much better than everyone else at times. Like these are the best of the best players in the world. And I just felt like we were looking to him for offense just because I think he is that much better and that much far ahead.
I texted a buddy about halfway through that, who was the semifinal? Finland. I texted a buddy about halfway through that Finnish game when it wasn't looking great, and I said Zach Hyman would have been better than half the forwards they had on this team. Then I know other guys started to contribute a little bit, but there were times I wanted to see Hyman down low or 100%. Winning a puck battle at the blue line and then steaming towards the net, all that kind of stuff.
100%. I think one thing that really jumped off the page at some people, and myself included, was guys were asked to get uncomfortable in roles they probably weren't used to playing during their regular season for their regular team. Sam Reinhart is not a fourth line right winger. He plays first line with a Kachuk, with a Barkov, Lundell, whoever it is. I think he struggled with that. It's like Nick Suzuki. I'm a huge Nick Suzuki fan. He could not play the wing. Like he really struggled to pick up the winger position. And like, I'm a little self-deprecating sometimes. I know, the winger position probably is behind center and behind D, but I just think there's so many subtleties to being a winger at that level that it's not something you can just plug and play and go into. So I think there were a number of guys that struggled in new roles that they don't play with their NHL teams. And that's the more I watched it, I was like, man, this probably should have just been Connor and Hyman, let him go to work. And I probably would have had Celebrini on that left side too, who we found out is an incredibly, incredibly special player that I know the Oilers are going on their trip here, but I just thought between him and Bush as well, and I'll go back to it, I really think they could have probably used both of them at some point.
I'm glad you brought up Celebrini because, look, we've seen him a little bit. We have Drew Remenda on the show quite a bit too, and he's told us about Celebrini and how competitive he is. We've already seen him have some really good games against the Oilers, but he even elevated on that stage. What would your and you notice things about players that other people don't notice because you've played, but what would your report be on Celebrini and sort of his greatness and how good he can be?
I mean, in the macro, he was just so much better than I thought he was going to be. Like he was a level that you watch him play during the regular season. He's single-handedly carrying a San Jose Sharks team possibly to a playoff spot here, but you just never know. the speed that catches your eye first and foremost. He reminds me of Connor in the sense that he's so fast, but he can do everything at that level. Like a ton of guys, a lot of guys, you can gather speed, you can be these fast players, but you can't make plays at that speed. You're ultimately putting on the brakes or you're slowing down your pace. Like these guys do everything at top speed. Like the way he closed on defensemen just straight with speed, and his habits are so good. This kid's 19 years old and he looks like a pro player of 10 plus years. I just think he is so far ahead of where I thought he was. And yeah, we don't get to see him enough. Like East Coast here, his games are on at 10:30. I'm not going to lie. Like I don't watch every San Jose Sharks game. So it was cool to see him in his element. And I just, on a macro sense, he was so much better than I was expecting.
Yeah, he was spectacular. Luke Gazdic joining us on the Oil Country Towing Video Hotline. It is back to work for the Oilers. Tomorrow they play Anaheim, LA Thursday, and then a matinee against San Jose on Saturday. Like, these are important games. They are not comfortable. This isn't like the last 2 or 3 years where it's like how many points above 100 are they going to get? And I always tell people, don't look at the points, look at the points percentage. They are if you go by points percentage, they're actually 8th. Forget about second in the division. They're actually the second wildcard team by points percentage. I know a lot can change over the course of a few games, but coming out of the break here for the Oilers, I asked Bellezy this same question. What do you need to see from them to make you think, oh yeah, like they're awake? Oh, like they listened to what Leon said after the Calgary game?
I think the biggest thing is defending. Like we heard Chris Knobloch weeks up until the break talking about how they were going to adjust a couple things, but then over the break, they were going to be changing a lot of the way they play defensively in their defensive system. I didn't know that involved bringing in, I don't want to say a new coach, a former coach, bringing in a new coach to the bench, but like, defending, you can't go too far outside the construct of like what playing defense is, unless you want guys to check man on man, unless you want to like go like straight one-on-one coverage. Like there's not a ton you can do. It's basically more on if they want to be more aggressive or like, I'm curious to see how they defend. Cause like they can end up scoring goals. They can find the back of the net, but defending has been the toughest part of their game all the way up till now. And like, curious, like anybody else, to see what happens in net here. Like, is this going to be the tandem that's going to get the job done? Like I was on a little bit earlier, listening to you talk about how you're leaning Ingram. Like whoever you lean on it, they're going to need both of them. And I just like, these are two, like, I don't know if untested is the word, because they've obviously had some games in their careers, but like this is a different element. It's a bit of a sprint to the finish here, and you're going to need both of them. You got 10 days till the trade deadline here too. I'm also watching that. Like I would be shocked if the roster that it looks like now looks the same in 11 days or 10 days, whatever you want to call it. I don't know where those changes are, but I just expect something to happen. And like on a whole, McDavid right at the center of this thing, like the injuries that guys are carrying coming out of this tournament is wild, like from top to bottom. I mean, they go down south to SoCal. I mean, Anaheim had a bunch of them. Dostal was in there. He'll be coming back feeling good, but like Kevin Fiala, broken leg. There's a huge player for LA. Like I just think of, I think of how this league is going to look with the guys that came back from the Olympics and how much that affects their role on the team, especially Connor at the top here.
Luke, you mentioned the trade deadline, and although you'd like as an Oilers fan to address a lot of areas of need, but if you look at their what they've got, their cap situation, there's not a lot that they can do. But what would you say is the greatest area of need for this team moving forward throughout this season as they head towards trade deadline?
Third line center. I've always wanted them to find someone to play with Connor. I don't know who that is. They got to pluck him out of the weeds. Defenseman, it's probably a second or third bearing defenseman. Like if I had a wish list, I'm going figure out the Mangiapane contract, because this thing is hanging over them right now. I mean, I haven't exactly been a player in that situation where you're carrying a multi-million-dollar contract spread over across years, and it's clear that you don't exactly want to be there, and the team doesn't exactly want you to be there. So I think like that stuff like that needs to get sorted out and settled. I think they need a legitimate third line checking center. I think they could use more depth. I think they could use another defenseman. At the end of the day, like I'll go back to it. Are we running with Connor Ingram and Tristan Jarry? Like, is this it? Or do they have something up their sleeve that they've kept very, very close to the chest? So that's where I'm looking. And it's a lot. I mean, there's a lot's going to get sorted out here. It's going to, like I said, sprint to the finish, sprint to the deadline, man. Like, these teams have to decide very quickly what they're doing with some of their guys.
Luke, we'll end here our off-topic topic for William Huff. Now, you didn't live here as long as you've lived in other places, so you could, if you can make this another city or a Toronto answer if you want. But our off-topic topic for William Huff: best coffee in Edmonton. Did you have a place you used to go to here, or maybe one of your other stops in pro hockey where you were like, "Holy crap, that's good coffee"?
I'll give it to you right now. It's right downtown, right across from the West End. I'm just trying to think of the streets. I'm going to say like 100th and 100th. Rosewood Coffee in Edmonton. I think it's called Rosewood Foods. Okay. Not just coffee, but some of the best food and like scratch made. Like, I'm a big sweets guy. Like they scratch make their sourdough donuts in there and like have unreal cookies. But Rosewood Foods right across from the Westin Hotel downtown. Shout out, man. Unbelievable place. I love when they put me up at Weston's whenever, like last year's I came in there with Sportsnet for the playoffs. Love staying with the Weston's because I get my Rosewood every morning.
Okay. I don't think anybody's put them in yet. So
I don't think so.
That's good. That's an awesome one, Luke. Thanks for that. Okay. Next week you're on in the morning with, by the way, do you know Dusty and Eric are in Mexico this week? They're not doing their morning show, but it's still work.
Okay. Is he close to Puerto Vallarta?
No, they're on the other side.
Oh, okay. All right. So
they're fine. They didn't start it.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you soon, boys. Thank you as always.
Yeah, and thanks for coming on.
Buddy, we're back. Sprint to the finish. We're back into it here. Let's go.
It's going to be great. That's Luke Gazdic on the Oil Country Towing video hotline. Yeah, a lot of talk, and still a lot of sort of, okay, just to prove I don't have it in for this person. My buddy James Barrels said a couple things in the Nasty Chat that I agree with.
Okay.
First of all, he says the issue with the defense is more the effort and execution than the system and the personnel. The Oilers get beaten by less talented teams because of their opponent's commitment to playing hard. I would generally agree with that. I still think there are some roster issues with the Oilers. I still think there might be some players who can't play much better. But a lot of the defensive gaffes with this team are correctable, and we sit here saying,
"Give it down."
Like if a guy is flat out faster than you, I get it. It's frustrating as a fan to see that guy that get beat, but he can't magically make himself faster. I mean, like we talked about with Bouchard earlier in the season, he knows where the puck should go, and he puts it in the wrong place. He's been a bit better lately. But some of this positioning or puck battles in front of the net, that just comes down to commitment and wanting to do it.
Yeah.
And I think that's maybe why Leon was frustrated, where he's like we got to get going. We got to defend. Okay, sometimes the other team's going to make a good shot. Like, stuff happens, but like we got to defend. We got to care. We got to get in the way.
Well, that's what we've been saying all year is
right.
The gumption and the give a damn meter on this team is very inconsistent. So yes, that and that's shocking to say about a professional team, a group of defensemen that are professional athletes. That sometimes it just appears
right
like their give a damn level isn't operating at its highest functioning possible setting.
Like back to that Toronto game. Wallman, don't change.
Yeah,
You're going to give up a 2-on-1. Like, stay on the ice.
And it would be manageable if it was okay. It wasn't consistently like that, or at least at the start of the season. Maybe it's gotten a bit better, but like that's the thing. This season has been like up and down for this team.
Yeah.
Whenever you think they're starting to put games together, they totally unredeem themselves.
That's a good way to put it,
right?
Yeah. They go back into the crapper, as some people would say. The Oilers have lost 3 in a row as they play the Anaheim Ducks tomorrow. So that's an 8:30 game. So 7:30 tomorrow for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show hosted by our buddy Tom Gazzola. Same times on Thursday when the Oilers visit Ken Holland's Los Angeles Kings. Jay will be eagerly watching the tactics of one of his favorite coaches in the NHL, Mr. Jim Hiller.
My buddy.
You can reach us at 780-218-9999. That's how you text the afternoon inbox, presented by River Cree Resort and Casino. DJ Pauly D.
Yeah.
from Jersey Shore, performing at the venue at River Cree on March 7th. People, like, if they didn't know us, if they're new, they'd be like, these guys must love DJ Pauly D. I couldn't pick him out of a lineup if my life depended on it.
Sure you could.
No, I couldn't.
He's got a very, very specific look. You'd be able to make
I guess
a good
if it was
guess.
him and a bunch of normal people, maybe. Yeah. He's at the venue at River Cree March 7th. George Thorogood and the Destroyers are back at the venue on March 19th for the Baddest Show on Earth tour. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com. Does that sound good?
You nailed it, buddy.
If you want to give us a thumbs up in the YouTube stream, please do so. We need 25 thumbs. We need 21 thumbs to get to our show of 100. That should be very achievable. So if you have not clicked, please click. If you have already given us a thumbs up, then click the share button and send the show link off to somebody else and get them involved. We're going to hear from Knobloch and Draisaitl when we get back.
Two guys and a goalie.
Is Olympic gold bigger than a Stanley Cup?
That's a good question. For me personally, no. But I grew up in North America. I mean, even if you ask some of the Swedish players, Finnish players, Czech players, they might look at as Olympic gold more important because that's what they grew up thinking about a lot of the time. But I'm going to hire it.
Two guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Real fans don't stroll in at puck drop. They claim territory. They study the screens. They get into their spot, which is why this matters. The Canadian Brewhouse now has happy hour. Brand new. Tons of options. And the good stuff, like our espresso martinis and our cracked pepper and sea salt dry ribs. Monday to Saturday, 2 till 6 p.m., starting at $3.99. That's more than enough reason to come early. New happy hour at the Canadian Brewhouse. If you're serious about game day, we'll see you for happy hour.
River Cree Resort and Casino and K97 present the baddest show on earth. George Thorogood and the Destroyers, March 19th in the venue. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it. Sentinel Storage congratulates Team Canada for all their perseverance, dedication, and commitment. For representing our country so well, our athletes make us proud to call Canada home. Sentinel Storage, proudly Canadian and official storage partner of Team Canada.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
The Avalanche have acquired Brett Kulak from the Penguins in exchange for Sam Girard and a second-round pick in 2028. Kulak makes his Avalanche debut tomorrow against the Mammoth. Meanwhile, Mikko Rantanen will miss at least 2 weeks for the Stars after getting banged up during the Olympics. He's expected to return before the end of this season. And there's 5 games in the WHL at 7 o'clock. The Oil Kings play host to the Tigers. And some live spring training action in baseball, top of the 4th. Only game live right now. It's 1-1 between the Nationals and the Cardinals. It's Toronto back in action tomorrow against Detroit. At 5:30, the Raptors and Thunder tip off 11 games in the association. Scotty Barnes expected to return. No Jakob Poeltl for the Raps. On the other side, Shea Gilgeous, Alexander, AJ Mitchell, and Jalen Williams will not play for OKC. And just about to get underway, the 76ers challenge the Pacers. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. Hour 3, the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
right, we're getting hungry. We're heading to Boondock right after work. Coob, I've never been out in public with you.
No, we
have actually.
We have. But this is a different kind of.
I've never been out for dinner with you. This could be shocking.
That's true. It's a little bit different.
It's going to be a little bit different.
It's very intimate.
This is all leading into Downtown Dining Week, which is March 11th to 22nd. So we're getting a bit of a preview. Pump it up a little bit. It's going to be awesome. 780-218-9999 in the afternoon inbox, presented by River Cree Resort and Casino.
McLean says the bottom six barely gets any ozone face-offs. And he says, Jari! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point.
Oh, that's fine.
He's a fan.
Well, yeah, you can be a fan. It's totally arguable, understandable if you want to go with Jari.
Sure.
I would just go with Ingram if I were the coach.
But one of these goalies needs to separate.
You'd hope there's an obvious number one by the first round of the playoffs if the Oilers make it.
Keep hitting this court. If the Oilers read.
I like throwing that in there. I'm allowed to troll people back sometimes.
Sure you are. Bone says nuclear becomes a 4-letter word for me down the stretch.
Yeah, nuke.
Greg the sound guy.
That's what he means, right?
Well, yeah. Greg the sound guy. I'm with you on that, Reid. Ingram, to my eyes, is better of the two, but will the GM allow this? He may just demand Jari starts as the trade isn't a good look on him. Okay.
Well, I would hope, Bowman's not interfering with that.
The off topic,
maybe the owner is picking the goalies.
There might be some other interference going on here. The off topic for William Huff was your best coffee place in Edmonton, or how do you prepare it at home? Graham says he purchased a $13 French press from IKEA. It's absolutely perfect. Boil water, add grounds, in press, yummy.
See, I like my coffee.
The French, that's the one that's in the glass
it's like
canister.
A plunger thing almost.
It's like you're pressing it down.
Oh, imagine that. Do you have to speak French while you're doing that? Oh, mon ami.
Bonjour.
Je presse le café.
Yeah,
people who can actually speak French are highly offended right now.
Chris S. has sent us a picture of a convenience store that says clearly free coffee.
Holy crap, in Edmonton?
Available here. He didn't send an address, though. Maybe that's on purpose. And this comes in from an unnamed textor. Louis Cheese? Louis Cheese? It's a coffee place in Edmonton. I looked it up. It's downtown. It's actually right by where Luke was talking about. Louis Cheese. Never had.
How do you spell it?
LUI-CHI''S. Louis Cheese.
Oh, so like Luigi's.
So Luigi's? Oh, it looks like it's there's some sort of a truck aspect to this. I don't know.
Okay. Interesting. But Luke said he likes Rosewood downtown. I don't know if I've seen that.
It's like across from, it's got to be right by that Sorrentino's. It's got to be.
But it sounded like he said it was south of Jasper, though, didn't he?
Yeah, it's like across from the Milner. But it's got to be north of Jasper, Reid. Because I looked it up. It's just west of the Milner Library.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Rosewood Foods, Dinette and Bake Shop. Oh, wait a minute. Is this the one that's in across from Canada Place?
No, I don't think so.
No, that's something else. Location and hours. 10150 100th Street. Okay. Yeah, that would be right Milner-esque.
Mm-hmm.
It's right by the Sherlock Holmes pub.
Oh, it's
downtown.
in Rice Howard. Is it a Rice Howard Way area?
That cobblestone
in that little
area?
nestle.
Is that where it is? Okay.
In that nook.
Okay.
Have you guys
we're learning a lot about our own city today.
What about Coffee Bureau, guys? Have you guys ever stopped in there?
Coob, I don't get out much.
Well, it's a good spot. There's a couple locations here in the city. It's a nice little vibe. Usually in and out. It's pretty busy during the summertime, though. A lot of hipsters go there.
Hence why Coob goes there.
I guess I'm a hipster.
What age are hipsters now?
It's everyone's a hipster in their own right. Some you can identify kind of as a hipster. I don't think there's a certain age group that you have to be in to be a hipster. Also, Square One Coffee for me is a pretty good spot.
Okay.
I think it's a chain. Like I've seen multiple locations here in Edmonton, so it is a chain.
I don't mind Coffee Bureau. There's a few of those in Edmonton. I don't often get cappuccino, but I like getting a cappuccino there in the summer because I can walk to one of their locations.
X-Ray J has chimed in the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. He says, I really do love you at Reid Wilkins.
Oh, good.
And then he says, I lust for you at Jay Milne. It's like love, but less tender.
Wow, that's quite the message to get.
Yeah.
In the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox.
Well, the feeling of lust is not mutual, X-Ray J. I apologize.
Oh, that's wow. X-Ray J knows how to make it a little uncomfortable. All right.
Oh boy,
that's a good transition into the Oil Understood, presented by GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel. Understood. All right, so the Oilers skated in Anaheim today. They play the Ducks tomorrow. Head coach Chris Knobloch. What's the plan for McDavid to play here?
We had some discussions in January about the possibility of what happens when the tournament ends, when he fly back, how he feels about coming back and playing immediately. I think a lot of it has to do with how he's feeling, injury-wise, health-wise, energy-wise, probably the biggest factor, and having that decision. So he's still traveling, so that obviously there's a lot up in the air still, and nothing's been ruled out.
Is it hard for you to envision Connor McDavid sitting in the press box tomorrow night watching?
Yeah, I know Connor is a very competitive guy, and for him to come, but also it'd probably be different if it was just a single. But with the fact that we're coming in and playing back-to-back and all the travel and the emotions of the Olympics, so we'll make that decision tomorrow.
I think he's going to play.
I do too. Like I'm thinking of this, and if you want a Connor McDavid coming back that's pissed off after what just happened at the Olympics, Leon Draisaitl, said his words before they left. This team knows how important this 3-game road trip is. It's a 3-game road trip, Reid.
Yes,
but it's very important. These are 4-point games, 3 in a row. I just don't know, even if he is tired, if he could stand not being a part of it.
That's the thing for me is I don't think Connor McDavid wants to rejoin the team and then watch a hockey game. I think that'd be very hard for him to do. Now, you could argue, well, it's for his betterment, which is ultimately the team's betterment if he misses a game. But I just think and here's the thing, guys, Knobloch can just limit his ice time, right?
Right. I don't know. I like, wasn't that part of like Jack Michaels had said on Twitter, like, make sure, I'm not too sure about that, about the possibility of him sitting out the back-to-back. And one of his responses, well, he quote tweeted it and said, I wouldn't be so sure about that. I don't know. I just don't know. Do you see Connor McDavid coming back from this and just sitting there watching his team?
I don't think he would want to do that.
I don't think he wants to do that.
Well, we'll see. But the Oilers do need points. I mean, as I've said, they could be out of a playoff spot nigh on Saturday evening if these 3 games don't go well.
Well, and just who the games are against is very important to know. And
these are all
mind.
teams that want to pass the Oilers. Well, technically, 2 of them are ahead of the Oilers. Or sorry, San Jose is not San Jose. Anaheim is technically ahead of the Oilers. Points percentage, Anaheim has the advantage, 563, 552. San Jose is trying to catch Edmonton, and LA is trying to catch Edmonton and other teams. But these are very important games. Knobloch commenting on this California trip.
Only got 24 games left, and we are right on the line of making or not making playoffs, and especially this road trip. There's not a stretch of games that are probably more important than they are right now. They're playing the California teams, so Anaheim being one of them. I believe they're healthy and they'll be ready to play, and it'll be an important game for us tomorrow.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like, there's no there's no kind of like, okay, the Oilers can afford not to have McDavid in a game. I mean, I will caution, maybe old Gil is poking at me. He goes, they could be 7th in the Pacific really quickly too. Well, no, they couldn't. They are 12 points ahead of the Calgary Flames, who are 7th in the Pacific. 5th, baby. 5th.
But they can't afford to lose these games, right?
No. Leon Draisaitl was asked about, his comments that he made after the Calgary game.
We just have to be better. I stick to what I said. It's not just, players have to be better. We all have to look in the mirror. It starts at the top. It goes all the way down. That's just the way it is. And that's not a knock at everyone. I wasn't trying to, throw anyone under the bus by any means. If anything, I throw myself first under the bus. But it's just a fact. We have to be better, and we got to change some things. And we're in a race right now with 20 some games left. We can't be cruising around like maybe years past a little bit. So we got to get going. And I stand by what I say, and I think everyone would probably agree with that.
Yeah, and I'll circle back. We talked a lot about this the day after he made those comments in Calgary, and I'm glad he's saying that.
Yeah.
He and McDavid are the most important players who can say something about the team's plight. I mean, you'd put, I guess, Nuge and Ekholm and Hyman up there probably too, but McDavid or Draisaitl say something like that. That's kind of like, hey, take it seriously. We're not, and I've said this, but they're not in the situation where it's like, well, sure, they could, like in years past, they could miss the playoffs, but really, they're looking how high they can go.
Yes.
This is like, there's teams, they're not solid in a playoff spot, and I'm glad he said that. Like, take it seriously, play hard, as opposed to, and I won't spend a lot of time on this because I talked about it a lot after it happened, but that's in sharp contrast to the, hey, Kasperi, you guys had a tough homestand, if you say so.
Exactly. And that's where
is Leon saying, yeah, we're screwing around, like enough.
Right. So I am very interested to see what version of the Oilers shows up tomorrow and what version of the Oilers shows up in LA on Thursday. Right. I mean, this is critical, but we've heard these words, Reid. We've heard words. We've heard it from the coach. We've heard it in the locker room after games. We need to be better. Okay, but is this team capable of taking that guidance and that leadership and being somewhat called out and rising to the challenge?
Right. So anyway, I'm glad Leon kind of didn't back down on those comments, like didn't soften them, didn't apologize to anybody. He's like, I stand by them. He's like, I'm not trying to, like he basically said, I'm not attacking anybody.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get anybody trouble. I'm not trying to get the coach fired, to me is what he's saying. He's saying like,
just speaking honestly.
Wake the hell up.
Yes.
Okay, do we want to sleepwalk through a regular season and then risk not even getting a chance at the playoffs? That's kind of what he's saying. All right, 780-218-9999 is how you text us. That's the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. River Cree Resort and Casino turning 20 this year. Why not celebrate for several months until October 26th? They're going to have over $1 million in prizes, 35 winners of $20,000 in casino free plays, 9 brand new cars, 56 winners of $1,000 in cash. Again, this is all going on until October 26th, 780-218-9999. Tell you what, if you're on YouTube today, thank you for tuning in. Give us a thumbs up. We're 10 thumbs away from 100. We want to get there. If you're on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, we also appreciate you listening that way. Keep sharing the word about EST. We do see growth in our listenership, in the audience numbers, and you're a part of that because one of the things we got to keep doing is educating people on how they can find us.
Consume us.
How they can consume us. We want you to consume us.
Like we're going to consume Noki at Boondock.
Exactly.
Happily.
Yes.
And peacefully.
Coop, can you spell Noki?
Oh, GNOCHI?
2 C's, I
believe. 2
believe.
C's, baby.
2 C's.
You did pretty good.
I didn't see that one.
I sprung it on you. Have you had gnocchi before?
I've had gnocchi, yes.
Okay, good.
I used to pronounce it gnocchi.
I think some people say gnocchi.
I don't even think gnocchi is exactly right.
Gnocchi.
But yeah, it's not. I know it's not gnocchi.
And it's not gnocchi.
Yeah, I don't think we're doing it with the exact correct sort of inflection or accent.
Yeah, I think we're doing all right.
I think we're doing all right.
I think, we're passing by. Didn't Pass the Pantry have some gnocchi during Taste of Edmonton?
They had...
I think they may have.
The pasticcio. They had the pasticcio.
Yeah, the other hard word to say.
That was good. All right, hey, Coop, you got to work now, baby.
I guess so. Games around the NBA tonight at 5:30. The Raptors and Thunder tip off. It's Scotty Barnes back from a one-game absence. Well, Jakob Poeltl sits out for the Raptors. On the other side, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, A.J. Mitchell, and Jalen Williams will not play for OKC. And right now, midway through the opening frame, the 76ers and Pacers are in action. It's Indiana up 18-15 in that one at 5:30 as well. It's Nets facing the Mavericks. NHL news. The Avalanche have acquired Brett Kulak from the Penguins in exchange for Sam Girard and a second-rounder in 2028. Kulak makes his Avalanche debut tomorrow against the Mammoth. Meanwhile, Mikko Rantanen will miss at least 2 weeks for the Stars. He was banged up during the Olympics playing for Finland. He's expected to make a return before the end of the season. 5 games tonight in the WHL. The Oil Kings and Tigers square off from Rogers Place. Puck drop for that one at 7 o'clock. And over in spring training, top of the 5th, the Cardinals and Nationals are locked at 1 aside. Tomorrow it's the Jays, who lost earlier today to the Yankees. They play the Tigers tomorrow afternoon. Start time for that one is at 1:05. This sports update is brought to you by Advantage Sports Medicine and Physiotherapy. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you've got a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Call them at 780-460-9977 or visit their website at advantagesportmed.ca to book an appointment today. More with Reid and Jay after a quick break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Oil Stream.
Clearly, yesterday's game, just the tempo was played at. I thought it might be, not that it wasn't physical, I thought it might be more physical than it was. It was an incredible game. It was a magical hockey game.
Yeah.
The result was awful for Canadian fans.
Heartbreak.
But let's face it, everybody, and this is like, most of the world didn't care who won, or they picked a team.
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Sentinel Storage congratulates Team Canada for all their perseverance, dedication, and commitment. For representing our country so well, our athletes make us proud to call Canada home. Sentinel Storage, proudly Canadian and official storage partner of Team Canada.
Edmonton, be part of history. Support Canada Soccer's men's national team as they battle Uzbekistan in the final send-off series ahead of the FIFA World Cup. Monday, June 1st at 7 p.m. at Commonwealth Stadium. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.ca.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Real fans don't stroll in at puck drop. They claim territory. They study the screens. They get into their spot, which is why this matters. The Canadian Brewhouse now has happy hour. Brand new, tons of options, and the good stuff like our 8-inch 2-topping RCM pizza and our signature Caesar. Monday to Saturday, 2 till 6 p.m. starting at $3.99. That's more than enough reason to come early. New happy hour at the Canadian Brewhouse. If you're serious about game day, we'll see you for happy hour.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Must you click? Click. Must you click?
And Coob just broke his hand. Coob just broke his hand.
It might be a game time decision tomorrow, boys.
Swinging his thumb to the music. He hit his thumb on the table. and he's now in distress. No, he'll be fine.
Well, it's a good thing we don't work in manual labor.
Yeah, it's a good thing we have very soft jobs.
Soft, very.
Yeah. You weren't all. I've always been soft. You were not always in a soft job. You used to have to carry 2 couches around at one time. One on each arm.
One under each arm. Yeah. Actually, there is a rhyme and a reason on how to carry a king mattress by yourself.
Really?
You can do it.
Well,
it just takes balance.
Do you use straps at all?
Nope.
No straps?
Nope. Wow. Just huck that thing up there on your body and use your body as the...
Now, is that the most awkward thing to try and move? Not just by yourself, but...
Mattresses can be tough because they wiggle and they jiggle and
move around. Yeah, not very comfortable.
I've often thought there must be secrets to carrying things efficiently because the last couple of times I've moved, I've hired movers, and there have been plenty of furniture items where I've thought that'll be a 2-person job, and then one guy is carrying it out. So you must just have to learn where the balance points are.
Oh yes,
how the weight works.
It's a bit of a dance, to be honest with you. That's why. And I mean, Koob, I know you've moved. Mm-hmm. You've helped, move in your time. And it is a bit of a dance because the other person is very important. Like if you're both weighting it with your right arm, well, the other person on the other hand has to use their left arm. You know what I mean? Like it's not as easy as it sounds.
We're in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Hockey lives at the Canadian Brewhouse during every Oilers game day at any Edmonton and area location. Enter to win Oilers home game tickets at Rogers Place. Plus, enjoy $1 off Molson Canadian and Coors Light tankards. Details at the CanadianBrewhouse.com. I do love the audience. We got a good conversation about Scotch going on in the nasty chat right now.
Yeah. Do you like Scotch?
It's okay. I haven't had Scotch in quite a while, and I wouldn't say in my life I've had a lot of Scotch. There's been a couple Scotches I've tried where I've thought that's actually smooth and drinkable, but it's you got to be ready for it. You got to be ready for it. I think anyway.
I'm not a Scotch guy. I'm just not. I don't like the peatiness of it.
Right.
And it's just hard. Like to me anyways, it's not something I'd sip on.
Well, you got to sip it very slowly.
Yeah, it's not a drink. Like if I'm having a beer, I want to take a beer. I want a beer, baby.
Right.
Give me a good 3-4 glugs.
Right.
Of that thing.
Oh, no, you don't do that with Scotch. That's like just a little bit on your tongue.
I'm like those boys up at Shawshank Redemption in the scene where they get a bottle of suds for tarring the roof at Shawshank. That's what I drink a beer like.
Right.
Like it's my last. Really.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a nice image. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
We're going to give you buying or selling for Damon Bunting, a consistent top producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate.
Okay, we're going to put a video up here, and sorry to those listening, but I'll do my best. And what I want to talk about here is the ABS challenge system in baseball. So this is now, I believe it was in the minors. Now it's in, Grapefruit League. What's the other?
Oh, Cactus
League, Grapefruit League. So it's been going on. So for those that don't know, this is a new system that's been in, it's not new, but it's going to be going in the MLB this season. So
this is where they can challenge a couple per game?
It's an automated ball strike system.
Right.
ABS system. So each team gets 2 challenges per game, and they only lose a challenge if it's lost on a confirmed challenge. So this was in Grapefruit League here. Koob, if you want to go ahead and roll the video. The batter taps the catcher taps his head.
Here, our first ABS challenge of the day.
Call the field as a ball. The catcher is challenging.
Okay.
Now look how fast this is.
Challenging the ball called the ABS review powered by T-Mobile.
Boom.
We
strike.
will take a look, and it is a strike. So the catcher was
clearly a strike.
Clearly
a strike.
But I love this. Okay, I'm not even going to buy or sell on this because I think this improves the integrity. I think this improves the product of the game.
Yes.
Now, you're not replacing umpires with robo-umpires. You're simply adding technology to make things better and right.
And that's an obvious strike. This isn't one that was on the corner and the ump called it this way and the catcher wanted it the other way.
But the umpire called it a ball.
Right.
Now, here's the thing. This is where it's going to be tricky, Reid. Okay? Only 2 challenges per game. Now, if you challenge 10 pitches and you get them all right, you keep your 2 challenges.
So they don't.
You only lose it if you're wrong.
Okay.
Okay? You have 2 seconds to challenge. 2 seconds to challenge. So if that catcher didn't put his hand, and that's the signal for a challenge, his hand on head. In water skiing, this would mean I want to go home. That challenge. That's the what you would do to do that.
Yeah.
It can be overturned by an umpire if the player or the catcher was to look at the bench, look at the manager, and the manager's spouting off, and then the catcher taps his head. The umpire will overturn that. It's only
you can't challenge it.
It's only the batter, the pitcher, and the catcher that can do this. Okay? So there's going to be some... there's got to be some strategy to using this as well.
Right.
Like, you don't want to use this if you're in the World Series and you don't want to, you want to be holding on to these.
You don't want to lose. Yeah.
Right?
But I guess you're saying if the batter is that sure... We don't get who was the guy for the Mariners caught on camera playing against the Blue Jays. You don't get a guy turning around saying like, "That's your this, and this. You called that exact same pitch this way."
Yeah.
Okay. Challenge it.
Do it. Challenge it. So last Friday, it was used in the Grapefruit and Cactus League. There were 23 total challenges. Of those 23, how many do you think were overturned? So incorrectly called?
2.
13 of the 23 were overturned.
Oh, the ump was actually right?
Wrong. 13 out of 23 times, the call on the field was overturned because the umpire was wrong.
Oh, so I would have said 21 then.
Right, but it's getting overturned at a 56.5% rate.
I thought that would have been higher. I would have thought if they're challenging, they're more sure about it.
Sure, okay, there's that way to look at it as well. But I'm bringing all this up, Reid, because one of the things that I just still don't understand. And we can buy or sell on this because I don't get it.
Okay.
I don't get it. Why the hell in the NHL, when a puck is underneath the pads of a goaltender and it's out of visibility, can we not, as viewers, have that deemed as a goal or not a goal? Why isn't there, if they're doing this, they're putting all this work into baseball.
Right.
To say you got to be fast. You got to make a quick decision. How can hockey not know when the puck's over the line?
So a sensor there, sensor on the goal line, sensor
I don't
inside
feel
the
it's rocket
science.
whatever.
No, it shouldn't be.
How can there not be a sensor in the NFL that says, yes, the tip of the ball went over the line? I guess that's a bit different.
Well, they do have the virtual measurement now in football.
Sure.
I think I only saw it once or twice, though.
There's been several instances where a goalie gets stuffed back into the net, but the puck's under the goalie's pad.
Right.
And there's no conclusive evidence that puck crossed the line because they can't see it.
Yes. In that situation, it can also come down to, did the ref blow the whistle in his head or not? Or actually blow it.
Right, which is another ball of wax.
Which is another thing.
But why isn't this, what's going on?
So you want more, you want more robots in sports?
No.
Not robots. You know what I mean?
I want the right call to be made.
Right.
And if the puck's out of the visibility, but it's over the line, that's a goal, Reid. Is it not?
Yes, if the whistle hasn't gone.
Sure.
Yeah, if it's under the pad, the pad goes back.
This
yes,
happen.
for sure.
Why isn't, am I just lost and I don't know that there's some hidden dark secrets that the NHL has?
Well, the NHL should have it so there's a sensor and the net lights up. The goalposts light up when there's
fireworks out of the top of the post.
Out of the top of the net. Yeah, you can't argue with it.
I don't know. It just seems I like that baseball's doing this. And I've watched a few clips of it in action, and it's not slowing down the game. That whole thing that we watched was what, 35 seconds?
Right.
All of those games, the average additional time to a game of all of this it's a minute and a bit.
Yeah, well, and baseball's done a decent job with the challenges. We saw in the playoffs. I think it's funny too that the managers actually make the earmuff sign, like the headset sign. Oh, that's how we want to challenge. It's actually doing that. But they go pretty quickly. And I do think that the one thing that I think is good, it's certainly in baseball, is it does cut down on the arguing.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna come roaring out of the dugout and kick shoes on the manager's feet. No, you just challenge. There's nothing. This is talking about. Like, hey, we want to clarify that call.
Right.
Umps are like, and most of the. I mean, we did the ref week last summer. I remember talking to Mike Civic, the former NHL linesman, when they brought in the offside challenge, and he said, as an official, you want to be right, and if technology helps you get the call right, then bring it on.
Right.
So now I do wonder how this is going to work, because this balls and strike thing in baseball is so sacred, right? Like, it's almost too much. Like, you can't argue balls and strikes. That's the one thing you can't argue. Because that ump is entitled to his strike zone.
Well, technically, the strike zone is changing every batter.
Right.
That's the other moving part in all this.
I don't think it's as bad as it used to be, but it'd be like, well, some umps have a wider one, or some umps are more likely to give you the lower one. But I wonder if umps are going to like this if they're, well, like we talk a lot about, like I always say this to fans who complain about refs after an Oilers game during the NHL season. Like, I'll gladly debate with them, but as you know, sometimes I just say, hey, you know what? I hear you guys. You're frustrated. Write down that ref's name. See if he gets any playoff games.
Sure.
I wonder if an ump is overturned 6 times a game and another ump is overturned 0.5 times a game. Who do you want calling the playoffs?
Well, and what does the league want? The best product.
Yes.
The least viral moments of blown calls.
Right.
Right? I mean, it happened in the NFL playoffs. Blown or not, I'm not sure, but they went viral because it was a split decision. Well, here, now you're actually putting the onus on the players, not the managers.
Well, I do like that it's not a delay where the ump says, wait a minute, we want to look at it. The player in the heat of the moment just says, like, hold on.
Batter, pitcher, catcher.
Right. And they just tap their head.
Even you've seen pitchers that are steaming when they grab the ball and they grab it with aggression,
right,
throwing back from the catcher. Well, instead of that, tap your head, bud.
Yeah, challenge it.
Like, I'm excited to see how this unfolds. And mark my words, this is going to have an effect in postseason. Like, it's going to have effect on baseball, but wait for the aha moment to happen in the baseball playoffs. You know, bottom of the ninth, strikeout.
Oh, big time.
You have it left. You know what I mean?
Yeah, big time.
I just think it's better for the game. I just am surprised that technology like this is not an everyday thing in the NHL, especially for that instance.
Yeah.
Puck under pad, out of visibility. Well, we don't know if it crossed the line.
Yeah.
Or even in a goalie's mitt, in a goalie's catcher. We've had that. We saw Jonathan Quick make a save that, well, that looks over the line, but was it?
Where is the puck in his glove?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, and what about that offside? I mean, I didn't work Friday, but what about that offside with Canada and Finland?
Like, well, that was a butt puckering moment, I'll tell you that.
I'm glad they didn't overturn that. Obviously, I'm Canadian, but...
Well, even looking at it, Reid, when they went frame by frame, like, there's still shots of it, of Celebrini's
it looked like just the back of his blade. That's technically
right there.
onside, yeah.
But that offside stuff is so bang bang. And that was a hope and a prayer because McKinnon had just scored the game.
Well, I think that's why they challenged it. Yeah, boy, I would have had a lot to talk about goalie interference on Friday if I would have worked.
Okay, let's have a quick one here. Did you thought that they should have challenged that Finland?
Well, I don't, but I guess, I heard Elliott and the other guys after the game saying under the international rules.
Well, it's the IIHF.
It's not the NHL. In the NHL, there's no way that was goalie interference.
No.
Because I think the IIHF is more strict that if a player goes into the crease first, and then even if he's pushed into the goalie, it's not goalie interference. Whereas the NHL is like, well, you have an offensive player can still go into the crease to a degree, and then if he's pushed into the goalie, it's no interference. But Marchand rolled over his legs and stood straight up. I mean, Marchand didn't do any of his flopping around or lying on him.
Saros reset. Saros got up and was engaged.
Right.
So I don't know. That would have been
an interesting challenge. All right, Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. Make your bets count for you and everyone else with the Play Alberta app. With hundreds of player prop bets on the biggest leagues, NFL, CFL, NHL, NBA, MLB, you name it. You're not just playing for fun, you're supporting your province. Play Alberta revenue helps fund Alberta programs and services. You can go to playalberta.ca, go to the app, EST specials. Jay has his play of the day up. And what's the one from the lock shop again?
Yeah, this is a banger. It is Macklin Celebrini. Here, let me just pull it up here. Macklin Celebrini to win the Hart Memorial Trophy. Zach Werenski, that's always a tongue twister for me, to win the Norris. Plus 5,000, 50-1.
Wow.
But Huss and I were talking about it. If both the San Jose Sharks and the Columbus Blue Jackets make the playoffs, there's a case for this to happen. Now, it's 5,000. It's plus 5,000 for a reason, folks. So just keep that in mind.
It's actually 51-1 the way I do the odds.
Yes,
51,
that's right.
Yeah, 51
because $1 would return you 51 bucks.
Yeah.
Well, hey, maybe it's worth a sprinkle.
Give it a try. That was also buying or selling for Damon Bunting. We have reached 100 thumbs on YouTube. Thank you for that. Words of the day to wrap it up when we get back.
Games on tap in the association, 4 of which are live. It's the Raptors in action against the Thunder. They're just getting underway. And Scotty Barnes is back in the lineup for the Raps. No Jakob Poeltl for them. For OKC, Shai Gilgeous, Alexander, AJ Mitchell, and Jalen Williams are out of action. And early in the second, it's tied 38-side between the Pacers and 76ers as the Mavericks trail the Nets about 2 minutes into the first. NHL news. The Avalanche have acquired Brett Kulak from the Penguins in exchange for Sam Girard and a second rounder in 2028. Kulak makes his Avalanche debut tomorrow against the Mammoth, and Mikko Rantanen will miss at least 2 weeks for the Stars. He was banged up during the Olympics playing for Finland. He's expected to return before the end of the season. 5 games in the WHL. The Oil Kings at home to the Tigers. Puck drop at 7 o'clock. Medicine Hat is third in the league, second in the Eastern Conference, having 86 points, while Edmonton is fourth overall and second in the East with 77 points each through 56 games played. Over to spring training. End of the 6th. Cardinals and Nationals still knotted at 1-side. Toronto back in action tomorrow against Detroit, with first pitch at 1:05. The final segment of the Reid Wilkins Show brings us back following the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
EST Afternoons.
From Sports Illustrated. Ben Steiner, overall, what did you make of Canada's performance today?
I don't know if you guys remember too much of the early mornings and late nights of watching the Sochi 2014 Olympics, but that tournament was super easy. I think to have it so close, to have it so exciting, to have them have to fight until 35 seconds left today to come back in the quarterfinal, it makes this tournament memorable.
EST Afternoons, weekday afternoons 1 to 3, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
River Cree Resort and Casino and K97 present the baddest show on earth. George Thorogood and the Destroyers, March 19th in the venue. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
The road to the FIFA World Cup runs through Edmonton. See Canada Soccer's men's national team before they take on the world this summer. Canada versus Uzbekistan. June 1st, 7 p.m., Commonwealth Stadium. Tickets at Ticketmaster.ca.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
All right, thanks for hanging out with us this afternoon. Oilers back in action tomorrow. We'll see if Connor McDavid plays. He's joining the team today. It's an 8:30 game in Anaheim, so tomorrow's GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show, hosted by Tom Gazzola, who's a beautiful man, will commence at 7:30. All right, we always like to do some fun stuff, especially at this time of the day. We haven't done some Canadian trivia for a while, so Jay gives me, this is just a Canadian trivia game. My mom bought it somewhere, gave it to the station. Oh, you know what? I forgot to bring it in. My mom picked up a movie trivia box on the weekend.
Ooh,
yeah,
fun.
She's keeping us entertained.
There's 5 questions.
Yeah, I always think I'm going to go 5 for 5. I'm cocky.
Okay. I don't know. I think you'll go 3 for 5.
I like to get at least 3.
Yeah. Who returned to the NHL in 1995 after battling Hodgkin's disease?
Mario Lemieux.
Yep. Whose 4th novel, A Complicated Kindness, spent over a year on Canada's bestsellers list?
Oh, geez. I'll just say Margaret Atwood, though it's probably wrong.
Miriam Toews or Taves, I don't know. Who won 2 Grammy Awards for her 1994 album, Turbulent Indigo? Her.
Yeah, and it's Canadian. Who would that be? 1994. Who was popular at that day? I don't think it was Sarah McLachlan. Who else was going at that time? Jeez. It was before Avril Lavigne. Okay, I'll say Sarah McLachlan, though I think that's wrong.
Was it, who's saying I Want to Come Over?
Melissa Etheridge.
No, that's not it either. Tricked you. Joni Mitchell. Oh, okay. What's Joni Mitchell's big song? I don't know. What 1980s television series gave viewers the chance to live their wildest dreams?
Oh, was it That's Incredible?
No. Thrill of a Lifetime.
Thrill of a Lifetime. Oh, I should have remembered that. Concern my darnness.
True or false? Toronto is closer to Amsterdam than it is to Vancouver.
True.
False.
Oh, 1 out of 5.
We're going to forget we did this today.
1 out of 5. That's okay.
Coob, do you have that? What song is it? What's her number 1 hit?
Big Yellow Taxi.
Of course.
That's what it said, yeah.
Sure. Thanks to AI. We're going to do our words of the day, presented by Edmonton Public Library, EPL.ca. You want to go to the library, check out books, look at stuff. Great to do so. You want to read books on an app like I do. I use the Libby app. The library card, you know how much it is for a library card?
Zero.
Free. Yeah. So you can't really say it's too expensive to go to the library. That's not true. And the intellectual freedom campaign they have going on as well, go to intellectualfreedom.ca.
The word of the day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
English, do you speak it? Then you know what I'm saying.
First word of the day, umpteen.
Umpteen?
Umpteen.
U-M-P-T-E-E-N. And no, it's not a teenage umpire to go along with your baseball theme. Umpteen means like a lot in terms of a number that's probably in the teens, but you can't quite define it. umpteen potato chips this afternoon.
And umpteen gnocchi tonight.
Right.
At Boondock.
That's an interesting word of the day. You must have known that I would know that one.
Umpteen is an informal adjective meaning very many or indefinitely numerous.
Oh, so it doesn't necessarily mean in the teens, but yeah, it's a number meaning sort of a lot, right?
Yeah. Second word of the day, fumatorium.
Fumatorium.
Yes.
Well, the spelling seems like it would indeed have an obvious spelling, whether that's true or not.
It does.
Fumatorium. I'm just trying to think. Fumatorium. You always tell me to trust myself, so I'm going to do so. Fumitorium. Fumatorium. I got it wrong. Is it fumatorium?
Yeah.
There's an A?
Fumatorium. Fumatorium.
All right. So, all right, just let me think this through here. Fumatorium. So, orium is some sort of a building or a structure or a room. Or so I'm going to, and fume makes me think of fumes or smoke. So is this
Think fumigate.
Oh, was this something used to expel gases? Or a room that's used to house gases?
It does house gases, and it is an airtight chamber.
An airtight chamber.
An airtight chamber in which insects and fungi on organic matter or plants are destroyed.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I should get a full... That might only be like a 0.25 or something.
I'll give you a 0.5. We'll go 2.5 out of 4.
Because you had to help, because I was going with smoke. Like I was thinking maybe it was like a big chimney or something like that.
Right.
Or like a
fumigation.
Chimney for a specific... Yeah, so I didn't really know the definition, nor did I spell it correctly. I think you're generously giving me a half point there, but I'll appreciate it.
The fumigation business was a big starting point for the ultimate successes of Walter White in Breaking Bad.
That's right.
That's where they used to cook the stuff. Under the guise.
Is that where they...
After they got covered in fumigation... They'd
because they made it look like it was a house that was being fumigated, right? Whereas really, they were just cooking meth. I forgot about that part of it. Because they started in the RV.
Yes.
And then they were in the house. And then they went to the Chicken Man's super lab underground?
Eventually. I believe they were fumigating.
Right.
Prior to the
Matt
Chicken
Hyman says, failure, Reid. Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
You know what? He's
tying the whole show together.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
You're
All right.
a comic.
We're going to eat at Boondock. We'll tell you about our culinary adventures tomorrow. Thanks a lot for checking out the show. We're over 100 thumbs on YouTube. Thank you for that. On behalf of Zach Kubish and Jay Milne, I'm Reid. Have a great night.